Hey, what's up? This is Phil.
It's John.
Hey, it's Adam.
It's Tom. Hey, it's Jazz.
This is Sean.
Hi, it's Meredith.
It's Lace, and welcome to the 100th episode of True to Size.
Are you?
You couldn't stay quiet, bro. You couldn't stay quiet.
What happened, man? What just happened?
have like bloopers at the end.
That's okay. We're good.
What just happened? I fell. I fell off the table.
Oh my god.
Let's try this one more time.
That didn't work?
What?
That didn't work?
Well, then we had a. Oh shit!
Isn't that funny?
I thought
If
that
you
was
add
good.
it? Yeah.
We can keep going if you want
Yeah,
right
just
now.
keep going, bro.
All
I
right,
like
we're
that
going to
one.
keep going right now because
Let's
we
do
probably
it.
don't have enough space on the memory card. Anyway, what's going on, everyone? And welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the team at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Yo!
Mr. Alvin Martinez.
Oh shit.
So, as you can see, we are recording this for YouTube. Hopefully, we'll see if it actually works. If not, then no one can see.
No.
But before we introduce our star-studded group of people that we've got with us today, star-studded for sure, we just wanted to thank everybody who's been listening to the pod, sending feedback, supporting us, sharing with their friends, whatever, for the past 2 years. We really enjoy doing this, so it's kind of great that it actually, people actually listen to it, because that would be kind of crappy if we did this every week and no one actually listened. So I'm not sure if you guys know this, but at the NBA All-Star Game, Common ripped off one of our signature introductions. You watched it, right, Alvin? You guys watched it, and he wrapped in every single guest on the show, which we typically do on the show.
True.
So there's
we go, guys.
eight people here.
Lawrence has bars.
Oh boy!
Bars,
so
bars,
we're gonna
bars.
try.
Bars.
We're gonna try here. There's 8. This is gonna take up the entire memory card in itself. But we're gonna do our best here.
Oh, shit.
So, you won't find a finer designer with more gems in his portfolio than a diamond miner. Not the most famous Alba, but he's got just as much talent as Jessica has. You know him as the Simpsons guy, but we know him as our good friend Jazz. You're gonna say hello, or
What up?
Wait, Common said this at the All-Star game?
not that specific line? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's up next? Oh, ain't hooped in a bit, but she's still got that jumper. The type to go bowling and not use the bumpers. Photos like Shango, but does it all on iPhones. Give it up one time for our Ate Lazy Bones.
I like that. I dig it.
Thank you for being here.
Jeez.
Next up, with a face that'll get him stopped every time when he crosses the border. We told him we were filming, and he said, "On a camcorder?" Still trying to explain that the video game is online, and I can't pause it. Being our kickstad from time, it's Adam's sneaker closet.
I don't know how to follow that up.
Next up, he's got more subscribers than Disney Plus and Netflix, but instead of binging TV shows, you can win hard-to-get kicks. Getting a hold of him is tough. Lots of back and forth like ping pong. The world knows him as Netmag, but we call him Tong.
Hey. What's up?
All right, kind of underwhelmed from that corner of the table. That's fine. The man who sold his grails because he knows where his priorities lie, like Vince Carter, but half awesome and half pretty nice guy. Call him Buzz Lightyear because his collection goes to infinity and beyond. I hope you heads are ready because up next is John.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you.
She sure loves her kicks, but there's something you should know. She'd give them all up to get a WNBA team in Toronto. She may be stuck in the 90s, but she doesn't even care. To my left, you're right. Say what up to Mare.
What up?
Who invited this guy again is honestly beyond me. Muted his mic to keep him quiet this time, but that's not even a guarantee. He's a bigger Toronto man, so you know he's out here still. Too late to uninvite him now, so give it up for Phil.
I'm back.
Next up, and finally up, you've probably seen him on YouTube. If not, then for sure Instagram. How many times a week do you think he says, "Ma'am, do you know who I am?" He's not a huge guy, but he sure is a heavyweight. At Sean Go was taken, so he goes by Esco8. That's it. Sorry, the regulars don't get
That's fine.
introductions.
Oh,
I
man.
apologize. Sorry. Thank you guys for being here. Holy smokes, this is the most guests we are ever going to have for sure, because this is an absolute nightmare to set up, and nightmare, shout outs to Merritt, to set up and figure out. But thank you guys for being here. This is crazy. It's a Saturday morning and you guys have given us your time, so I appreciate that. We're going to switch things up this week because it is the 100th episode. So we're going to do a couple of our regular segments and a couple new ones. So hopefully you guys prepared what I asked you to prepare. But up first, Alvin.
Fire round.
Yes, we like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from @WiserSean. I think that might be a direct hit at you, man. He's like, Sean, I'm the wiser Sean.
The wiser Sean.
So I guess just to make it easiest, we'll go clockwise around the table to answer all questions, just so we can all make sure we get a say. The first the question from Wiser Sean is, what is the most undervalued / underrated shoe from 2019 or 2020?
Damn.
There's a lot to think of. And because we're going clockwise, Lays has the unfortunate happenstance of going first. What do you think, Lays?
The first one, the Air Max. Help me here, Mayor. No, like I forgot the name. Like it's like this. The Mars Landing, yeah, the Mars Landing. I think.
Oh, the Mars Landing.
Yeah, it's like a nice shoes, and then now it's like selling for like below retail,
Like $60.
Like wait till like they conquer Mars, it will like jump in prices.
Or Mars conquers.
Wait till like Elon Musk made it happen for us.
Mayor, what do you think?
She took mine.
Oh, you were going to do Mars Landing as
Yeah,
well?
for sure, Mars Landing. I guess the Jordan 3 Animal Instinct.
Okay, yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
great shoe, great materials, great colorway, and it's the first in the series. There's going to be so many more. Like
Yeah.
the reptile one looks sick too.
Sean, go. He's going through his phone right now.
I had to, man. I think there was a lot of Air Max 90s that dropped last year that were kind of under the radar. So off the top of my head, the vinyl record Air Max 90, you guys remember that one?
Oh, A side, B side, that one? Or is
Well, that one,
different?
and there's like
Oh.
the black upper with like the mint sole.
Don't show me your Instagram, man. I already follow you. It's fine. That's yours? You're going to go with the vinyl record?
Yeah, vinyl,
I think
vinyl Air Max 90s.
I'm going to do the Obsidian ones. Like, they go for a decent amount, or last time I checked, they went for a decent amount. But to me, it's like, it's OG color blocking on like a new color, and it should go for a lot more. The quality is dope. It's got like the sail white instead of the true white, so it's got that vintagey look, and I just think it should be worth a lot more. And people kind of like, once it came out, it just went away. That's mine. Alvin.
I'll stick with ones and do the turbo greens.
Those are nice.
Still slept on, so.
Did you even wear yours yet?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Many a times.
Okay, good. Jazz.
I'm gonna say in general the 720. I brought it up the last
just
time.
as a silhouette?
Just as a silhouette. I love that shoe. The comfort is insane. And then the red threes that just came up for All Star Weekend. I like those.
They're still in your cart, actually. If you want.
Just got the email from Nike.
Who's up next? I can't even see. Joel?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to say I don't know what it's called, but it's that Air Max one where they got the lines and it's got the drawings.
Oh,
They came in the black and
schematic
white.
or whatever?
sketch.
Is it the
sketch.
Tinker Sketch?
Yeah.
Part of that pack. I think the white ones in particular, I think those ones are like heavily slept on. I slept on it. I slept all of last year. I didn't think of no. But anyways, yeah. But those ones in particular, the white ones, definitely, yeah.
Who's up next in the corner over there?
Tong.
Tong?
I have a pair for you if you want.
We'll talk.
Anyways, but yeah, I think all the pairs. It kind of sucks to be almost last because all the sleepers are probably taken already.
Sucks, bro.
I know, but I think maybe the Liame Valtech ones.
Okay.
Those,
Yeah.
Like well, not to say from a resale standpoint, but like they actually went below retail, and luckily I was able to get men's size in it. But like, I mean,
Nice.
I think that pair, if you kind of remove the fur, I think it's kind of
Yeah.
Yes.
a really fire pair.
Yeah.
Adam.
For me, I don't really buy anything hype, so anything I buy is not popular anyway. So anything I buy is from a mall store.
We shouldn't have invited him.
I was going to say, who invited me anyway?
How many off-whites do you have, though?
None. Zero. Maybe the crimson ones. I still see them
Okay.
sitting at Foot Lockers when you walk in the States and everything. So they didn't sell anywhere. And I like them. I bought them. I think they're a great shoe, but they're still sitting around at retail.
Same pack as the Turbo Green, right?
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah, same time.
Same collection, yeah. John.
I've been preaching about this one, I think, a little bit. The Fearless Ghetto Gastro 1 lows with the React.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The
Yeah. That was like the black with the red and the green. Yeah.
They're different. They're totally different.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them, just look at pics. They're totally different from a Jordan 1.
Absolutely. Philly, bring us home.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Air Max 90, the OG, the Volt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're allowed to do shoes this year. Is that this year or last
2020.
year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of the question. Yeah.
That's my answer.
I really
That's
thought you were
your
going to do
answer.
the Travis Lowe's, though.
Yeah.
No, they're going for too much. I thought about it. Then,
you thought about it.
Thought
That's good.
about it.
Jazz is wearing them. I don't know if you saw, but Jazz is
Yeah.
wearing
Jazz got 'em
the
on,
shoe that you
bro.
chose.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Wow, you're such an underrated guy, Jazz. Thank you, Wiser Sean, for that question. That was a good way to get us kicked off. And next up, so we're going to try a new segment that's probably never going to be brought back. Maybe it will. There's a couple different names that we workshopped for this, so we'll figure it out at some point what we're actually going to officially call it. Mine was two truths and a lie. A lie? The old guys didn't even laugh. Oh, man. And Alvin's was two authentics and a replica, right? That was yours? So basically, we're all going to say 3 statements about ourselves. 2 are true, 1 is a lie. And then we all... Sean's looking at my... Oh, my God, we can't have this guy on anymore. 1 is going to be a lie, and then the entire table has to guess which one is the lie. The prize is nothing. You get to leave.
You get to go home after
You're allowed
this.
to leave after this if you get it right. So once again, we'll go clockwise. So Lays.
Me.
Yes, I'm going to say that you two cannot guess for each other because you
No.
Oh, no, no,
probably
no, no,
know.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so.
I think so. I hope.
It's a whole nother segment.
Yeah. Marriage counseling.
Do they know?
All right, should I start?
You should.
Okay. All right. So the first one is my mom has won more sneaker raffles than I have in the past 6 months.
Oh,
Probably true.
you got to keep going.
Oh, sorry. Do I? All
You
right.
have 3 statements,
All right,
right?
3 statements. Sorry. I have a pair of every original Jordan colorway released over the past 3 years on ice.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
what in the
Yeah.
world?
And the last statement is I haven't bought a pair of shoes this year.
Oh. What do you guys think?
The first one.
What was the first one? Her mom has won more. You think
More
that's
raffles.
a lie?
It's a lie?
Yeah, I think that's.
I feel like she hasn't bought a pair of shoes this year. Wait, no, they went to All Star though.
Yeah, but she didn't buy it. Mare did.
Oh.
How do
swiped
you
that card?
know? Who swiped the
If
card?
it's her
Yeah.
shoe, I would think
depends.
that's the question.
Adam is looking at Lays like he's playing Texas Hold'em. Like the pot in the middle is like $6 million.
I should be wearing glasses right now, sunglasses.
And he's like, is she bluffing?
She just went
Yeah.
all in.
Does she just have ace high?
Straight face. I can't
Yeah.
tell from
What do you guys think? Anything from the side of the table? What's the lie?
I'm gonna go for the third one, mom winning raffles.
That was the first one.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'd
The
go for
number's not
that.
important. This is
I'd go for
semantics,
that, too.
Lawrence.
You also said that one, right? What do we all think? Do we want to go with the mom has won more?
Yeah.
We gotta guess.
Yeah.
Adam, you're looking
That's
at me
the lie?
like it's not
That's the
what
lie?
you want to go with.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that's the lie.
Nah.
Oh, she really gave
Then
us
it's the last
She
one.
really gave us a buzzer.
That she
Okay.
did buy those shoes.
I'll do it again. Yeah, there you go.
Do we want to? No, just tell us which one is the truth then.
So the truth is.
Oh, sorry, the lie. Which one's the lie?
Of the lie.
The lie?
She put 2 lies in the truth.
The lie is I have a pair of every original Jordan colorway released over the past 3 years on ice.
That's a lot of shoes.
On ice.
So do you have them all, but you just worn them, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just not on ice.
You know we don't
Dang
keep
it.
anything on
It's
you.
tricky.
That was a good one.
Wow, we're
a good one.
stupid.
Mare's turn.
Mare's turn. Yeah.
All right. Number 1. I once told Lays that I hate sneakers and wish I never started collecting them.
That's like an everyday
I say
thing.
that every
probably.
week. Yeah.
Someone once offered me in my DMs money to wear specific shoes so that he could see me wearing them.
Whoa.
I believe that one
What the-
too.
I turned down the opportunity to buy a pair of chlorophyll Air Max 1s for $1K a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's probably true.
That's probably true. That's probably true. They're all probably.
They're all true.
What was the
You
first
think
one?
number one?
I once told
Number
Lays
one.
that I hate sneakers and wish I never
No,
started.
that
No,
happens
we've
all
all,
the time.
said
Yeah,
that. We've all said
I don't
that.
think she has.
I feel like it's the
Number
second
3.
one.
I'm gonna say the second one.
I think
Number
it's the second
three.
one
Say the
because Mare always tells me that people think she's a boy. on Instagram?
They think I'm Lace.
That me.
Number
Okay.
3. I think number 3.
I'm going number 2.
Number
the,
two,
The 1K.
number two.
Is that the 1K?
No, 1K is number 3.
I'm gonna stop saying the number. I'm just gonna say what the scenario was.
Okay, 1K.
The 1K.
Yeah, I'm with Phil.
I'm going with the DM.
You're going with the DM?
I'll go with the DM too.
I'm going with the DM too.
I'll go with the DM.
Well, so we don't have to have a consensus, I guess, because we're not going to. I'm also going to say the second one. Tong over there, Adam. Adam, as you grill her.
I think the third one.
The third one. Final answer.
Yep, third one.
You guys are also locking it in. What is it?
The lie was the chlorophylls.
Yeah.
I wish the DM was a lie.
We were right, Phil. We were
Did you
right.
even respond to that guy?
No. Immediate block.
That's crazy.
Damn. All right, Sean.
All right.
Impress us.
So my house was broken into, and they stole like 50 pairs of shoes. My first Air Jordan ever was the Jordan 10 Steel, and I used to wear a full size bigger than my true size.
Then you're true to size?
Yeah.
That's true.
that last one.
Because
that
I
last
saw
one.
10.5 11s back in the day when he was selling shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I bought-
Watching. Yo, I bought some shit. I bought some
Yeah,
shit.
I bought size 11.
Yeah, see? X that one out. We're good.
Were those the Air Maxes you were wearing?
Yeah, maybe the 2009.
Yeah.
So you have a better memory than me.
Okay, so it's not the last one. Sean
It's not the last
admitted
one.
it.
It's not the last one. The second one.
What was the second
What was
one?
the second one?
Steel 10s.
Still 10.
Oh.
No, I don't think that's it. I think his
I'm going
first
with
was
the-
12s. I think he said 12.
I'm going with the house.
The home invasion.
I think it's
I think it's the
home invasion.
house.
I think it's the home
The
invasion.
house.
I
Yeah,
picked one every time. I'm going with it again.
Which one was it? The lie? The lie
Lie.
is the Steel 10s.
Wait.
Wait, is your house?
Someone stole 50
So,
This
yeah.
is like
Is that true?
10 years ago, maybe.
Oh,
Shit.
Hey, man.
Tell us a story.
what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Came home and the front door was wide open, and then
Oh,
man.
man.
Well, I
That's all they
assumed-
took
I
was your
assumed
sneakers?
that much, yeah.
what's that?
All they took was your sneakers?
No, other stuff too. But like they went
But
through.
that was went through it,
yeah.
Did you guys
Through the
did you get it
closet.
back? Insurance or?
Yeah, at like resale value. So that was
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So you made money.
yeah,
Yeah.
Got rid of a lot of stuff.
Win-win for
Doesn't sound too bad.
The robber won and you won. That's really nice. Okay, you guys ready? Mine are: What the Dunks was the most expensive shoe I've ever bought. I once camped 19 hours for shoes. I once bought fake Red Octobers on purpose.
Number 2.
Red Octobers.
Red
Red Octobers.
Red October.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Okay.
Sorry, Tong.
I don't think so. I think you talked something about
Number 2. I'll say number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
The 19 hours.
It was 18 hours.
Make it the number
18.5.
It was actually 24.
The lie is the first one. What the Dunks are not the most expensive shoe I've ever bought.
What is?
Oh, we're doing that? When the JTH first came out, the
Oh,
Super
the
Bowl one,
resale.
I bought them before the relaunch
right.
when they were going for
so
way too
crazy.
much. That was stupid. I did buy fake Red Octobers on purpose before they came out officially because I thought they were never going to come out and I just wanted to see them in person. Paid $100.
Weren't we in line for the
Just wanted to
JTH
see.
together?
That's the re-release. I bought them after the sneakers dropped for
on
the Super Bowl.
Sorry, I wasn't
Yeah.
listening.
And I did camp 19 hours for Galaxy Foams and didn't get them.
I thought that was 24.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 19.
True.
Do you still have the Red Octobers?
No. I actually, no, we'll talk about that a different time.
Next episode.
Tune in next week.
He actually resold them.
Who bought them?
I made several $1,000s.
Paid for the JTHs.
No. Go ahead.
My most expensive purchase was the Cause 4s. Number 2, my first ever meetup was at a subway station for the white cement 4s. Number 3, I have 2 pairs of Air Max infrared 90s.
Oh my
it.
God.
It's not number one.
It's not number one. It's
yeah,
about
it's
retail.
not. Number.
That's
I'm
like
saying
the lie.
3.
It's not
I'm
number
saying
one.
number 3.
I say
It's
number
not on
3.
retail, right?
Yeah, you got it for
He
retail.
got cause
That's
for
why it's the lie.
retail.
He said he bought- It's his most expensive, right?
Oh, right.
Oh,
You liar.
you're
Number
right.
one, number
You
one.
fat liar. It's number one.
Number one.
Number 1.
You big fat dirty liar. Is it number 1?
No, it's number 2.
What?
What?
What? Cause of the most expensive shoe you ever bought?
No, it's like meeting
Paid for
someone.
Oh, paid for.
Paid for it.
Because I traded Tong. I didn't pay for half of it.
Oh my God.
Tricky.
And my subway meetup was for Fire Red 3s, not White Cement 4s.
I hate that.
Technicalities, man. That's what gets you, motherfuckers.
Jazz.
All right, I wore a pair of OG Bordeaux 7s, and they cracked on me while I was at work, so I had to buy a new pair.
Sorry.
No, not like I didn't
so
have
that-
a lot of money at
so
the
that's the
time, so I
truth.
bought like a $30 pair. Yeah, okay, yeah. My first pair of Jordans were a pair of infrared 6s, but they were fake, and I spent the majority of my student loans on sneakers.
Facts.
Those all sound true.
That's all true.
Number 3 is true for sure.
The first one's got to be true. It was way too specific.
Yeah.
I think number 2 is fake.
You think
Two.
number 2 is fake?
Two.
Fake infrared 6.
Number two.
Number two.
Oh,
right?
Number 2.
no, that's the truth. I didn't spend all of it. I spent half of it. I spent half of it. I didn't spend most of it. I spent half.
These technicalities, man.
Hey,
I
that's how we
swear.
get. That's how you play the game, bro.
All right, Joel.
Okay, here we go. I used to buy jerseys at the flea market.
True.
Okay, and then
Same.
I started off at the game wearing Adidas.
That's true.
True. That's
then-
true too.
That's true.
So you guys know.
I met Sean Go in a dark parking lot.
That's true. Also true. Very true.
Wait a second here.
I don't think Joel understands the game.
3 authentics.
I'll say the first one.
First one's first one.
I
First
guess, yeah,
one's
it's
the
probably
dime.
the first one, yeah.
Second
The jerseys.
You say the second one?
Second
I'm
one.
thinking he's in Dixie Mall flea market buying jerseys. I can totally see it.
That's the exact place I pictured too.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah,
One is the lie?
One is the lie. One is the lie.
Oh.
See,
Was it?
Well, you said one is the lie.
Oh, was okay.
one
We're
is the
right.
lie.
Sick. Tongue.
Tom.
He didn't prepare.
No, I did. So my number 1 is my first pair of Jordans were the Jordan 16s.
I think that's true.
Damn it.
I never worn a Yeezy Boost.
I think that's,
I think that's
I
true.
think that's a lie. I think that's a lie. I
And
think that's a
my
lie.
personal sneaker rotation is more than 20 pairs.
Oh, that's a lie.
That's a fucking
That's a
lie.
big fucking lie. You wear the same
Number-
pair of shoes
number
every
3.
day.
If they're not white, they're usually not in
I've
his
seen
rotation,
your
yo.
front
Yeah.
door. You have three pairs. No, it's 3. It's
Which one
3.
was 2?
I'll put my entire life savings
And
on
he's
it.
never worn a Yeezy Boost. I think he has.
Oh shit.
I believe that. No, I believe that.
It's the
I think the easy.
I think it's the
Yeezy.
third. I think it's the third.
I think it's the third too.
yeah,
3.
3.
Yeah, I knew it. Are you crazy?
Got one right.
This guy wears 3 shoes. White cement 4s, Rockefeller Air Force
Mars
1s,
Yards.
and Mars Yards. I know what shoes you wear every
He
day.
did see my front door.
And you told me this is all I wear.
That's all I wear.
All right, Adam.
You know far too much about him.
A
So
lot
number
about
1,
you too.
I own more Puma suedes than any other silhouette.
That's true.
That's true.
For sure.
Number 2, I married a shoe designer when I got married 20 years. Well, technically, I'm still married to. She just doesn't do it anymore. So let me rephrase it.
That sounds true.
When I married my wife, she was a sneaker designer. And number 3, I've never paid resale for a pair of shoes.
It's number no.
Number
No,
1.
number-
No,
three
it's
is
number
true.
3. It's number
Number
3.
three.
It's number 3.
You told us you don't pay resale.
But I
for
know we
it.
paid resale. I know the one shoe we paid resale for.
Lord
I
knows
don't know
too
about
much,
you
bro.
guys. It was the Animal Pack 2.0 you paid resale for. That's a lie. Just a little bit, but it was resale.
So I guess that's
Number
the
3.
answer. Yeah. I think Lawrence just answer for
Lawrence
everything.
I know
Fucking
too many
everybody,
facts
bro.
about
Lawrence
everybody.
You got to get him on the technicalities.
All
dude.
right. All right, John.
My son's middle name is Jordan, named after Mike.
Oh,
I have
shit.
4 pairs of 2009 Jordan 1 Shadows, and I used to customize sneakers for sale.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Is it customized?
I was gonna.
Third one.
I'd say 3.
Sale.
Number 2.
I
one.
think the second one is a
Number 2.
technicality and he has 3
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's number 2.
I'm going with the number 2.
The shadows.
I think he has 3 pairs of shadows.
I'm gonna
What
say
do you guys
the
think?
third one.
I'm
I'm
gonna say
gonna
the
say
third.
I'll
third
go
one.
third
Customizing.
too.
I think you're artistic.
I think he was T-Dot
talented.
customizer.
Yeah, I think you were.
This
Okay,
guy.
let's go.
My son's middle name is not Jordan.
Oh, he really got it.
Damn it!
Wow.
So he does customize.
I used to.
Oh, he used to.
Damn. Didn't sell too much.
That's why he doesn't do it anymore. Philly.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. First one is I don't own a single pair of Adidas shoes.
That's probably
That's facts. Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Oh no, that's not true.
Second one is I turned down a pair of the Yeezy 1, the Nike one, the Zen Gray, because quote $400 American was too much for those.
Facts.
On release, on release date
was.
in Chicago.
It was.
Okay.
And the third one is I was on my way to meet Dennis Rodman. I stopped by a Nike outlet and they had the Indestruct. I didn't buy them because I didn't want to carry them around all day.
This would be a long lie.
Yeah.
No, that's probably the truth though.
That has to be a
one.
true story.
No, I think it's the first one.
What was the first one?
He doesn't own a pair.
I don't own
Adidas?
a single pair of Adidas.
Now.
I think he has one.
Right now.
I'd say one.
No, I think he has one.
You gotta have at least
You have
one.
one.
I think he has
At
a
least
Kobe,
one.
bro. I think it's one.
I think number one.
What was the second one?
Number
I don't remember
one.
any of them.
Number 2 was
Second one was I turned down a pair of the Yeezy one in Chicago on release for $400.
Yeah.
See, but that was
Better not be a technicality.
I think
It
it's
was,
one.
it was 420. I bet you it's the second one.
I'll say one.
I'll say
One.
one. I'll say one.
Number one.
3.
I'll say
You're
three.
going 3.
I say 3 too.
Too big of a lie.
It's too long of a story.
That's a very detailed lie. It could be a lie, but it's detailed. How much time did I put into this?
I wouldn't put it past.
With the time you showed up, you hopefully put a lot of
I could have been here early, but
He was sitting at
writing
home
it, yo.
plotting. What is it?
I own 3 pairs of Adidas.
I know.
I have a
There
pair
you
of
go.
Superstars. I have a pair of Stan Smiths, and I wear none of them, by the way. And I have the Kobe, the Audi
Yeah.
silver spaceship
yeah,
joints.
yeah.
He
So
wore
what's the lie?
the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
The one I just explained is the lie.
For some reason,
He
this
wasn't
game
paying
is
attention.
confusing,
He
man.
wasn't paying attention.
This game is really confusing. That was fun, though. Thanks for actually doing your homework, guys. I appreciate that.
That's good.
We are going to do another regular segment, which is Previously in Kicks. So this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. So this might take a long time because there's some people at this table who buy too many shoes.
Buy, quote, unquote, buy.
But we'll do it anyways, so we'll go around in the same order. Any pickups in the last couple weeks, ladies?
0 for me.
Remember, it was in her 2 truths and a lie.
It's a true.
Oh, yeah.
It's the truth.
Okay, so that was boring for Lays.
Yeah. Womp womp. Well, if you have a wife who buys the shoes and
There
you
you
share
go.
it,
Okay, so here's where the
It works
technicality
well.
kicks in.
Yeah.
All right, Mare, where's the list?
I only bought 2 pairs this year.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Well, this is March, so I'm heading to a lot of pickups.
That's
So I got UNC to Chai's in Chicago,
True.
Nice.
and I picked up an Air Max from a Facebook group yesterday.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh,
Something
Sean's
good.
really going to ask before she even posted?
No, it needs to be
She's
restored.
not revealing that here,
oh,
man.
it needs to be restored.
It needs to be
Ooh, that means
restored.
it's old.
That means it's good.
Oh.
Look forward to it.
Did you get a good deal?
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Is it a 90, a 1, 97?
It's a 1.
It's a 1.
Of course, it's a 1.
All right, cool. I'll wait for the pictures.
We'll end the episode by just screaming out different silhouettes and asking.
I think it's a chlorophyll.
All right, everybody, you can all turn off your mic for about 5-6 minutes. Sean,
All right, let's turn
Sean, anything in the past couple weeks for you?
Yeah.
Pulls
He's
his
going through his photos.
I got my
right?
phone ready.
You guys can see on the camera, he's checking through his phone right now, yo. If this posted on
These are
YouTube.
missing.
So I've
If it's
got
recording.
the Carolina to Chicago 1s, Travis Scott Dunks, UNC 3s, Strange Love SBs,
Wow.
Jeez.
New Beginnings pack, and Reverse or Varsity Red 1.
Oh, the OG or
Those are
whatever
one.
it's called.
Those are
85s,
nice.
What was your favorite of all those 30 pickups?
That's it.
Might be Strange Love, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
The quality on them's nice?
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
How are the Travises in hand? Is anybody else at this table had them in hand? Oh,
Of course, someone else.
oh yeah. Sorry, several people at this
Pairs.
table. Yeah. How are they though?
They're good.
They're good. Yeah. So for me, I picked up the Susans, the Air Max 1 Susans on Thursday. I'm wearing them now. Thank you, Phil. Yeah.
Good price?
Yeah, really good price. Shout out to a friend of the show, good listener, Derek Chan. He hit me up after I posted it because we talked about it on the pod. Because I spoke to you guys and said I would pay extra for a special box.
Did it get you for the box?
No. So that's the regular box that it comes in, though. It comes in a special box. And then he heard me say that. And then I reposted Mayor's picture, and I was like, hey, it's time. I need these. And then he replied, and he's like, I have a size 9 dead stock. And I was like, well, when does that ever happen locally, right? So I had to pull the trigger. So thank you for he gave them to me for what he paid, which is very generous.
Nice.
He said it was going to be an investment piece, and it just hadn't done anything yet. I think it will. We've talked about this many times. It's one of those shoes that in a couple of years, but it's going to take years for that. So to invest in it wouldn't make a lot of sense. But thank you, Derek Chan. And we also, I think at least 8 people at this table got the Curry 7 Be Amazing.
Oh, it's so nice.
Good.
But it doesn't
Way
fit
to-
me though.
Both of you guys, way to throw it in there. That was nice that you guys got them. I didn't ask. Did you get anything?
They're my favorite. They're my favorite curry.
I'll shout out.
Yeah.
I'll be the one to shout out Under Armour Canada after these 3 didn't.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, from 7 of us at this table, thank you for them.
Amazing.
They're amazing. They're so
they're
nice.
bummy,
Yeah. What's the girl's name?
Storm Reed.
Storm
Reed.
Reed. Yeah. Very cool collaboration. But that's it for me. Alvin?
Yeah. I got a pair of New Balance X Ronnie X No Native
Oh.
from the good friend over in Calgary, Calvi. Yeah, I just got them and they're really nice, man. Damn. I should have bought more
He
pairs.
just gave them to you for free, right?
No, I
That's
wish.
what friends
I wish.
do.
He found them. So story is he found them on Kijiji in a size 11. He really wanted them. He's also like a size 10. So it's like a full size up. But he still wanted them. So he just bought them because they were stupid cheap. And then Chris from Montreal found a pair, I think on eBay for just about the same price. So we did a little swap. I gave yeah. So I ended up with the size 11 and Calby got his size.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was
Nice,
great.
nice.
Wow.
Twinsies.
Jazz.
I got these Air Max 90 volts that I'm wearing. I got the pink ones. I think they're called Rust Pink.
Nice,
I
nice.
think.
Rose?
Rose.
Are they rose?
I don't know.
Rose
I have no
some,
idea.
some rose?
Those and off-white dunks.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Wow. We had a couple busy people on the
Chill,
table
bro.
this week. Joel.
I'll pass the Tom. Turn off my mic.
Once again, everyone turn the mics off. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, that would be you. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Where's the list, Tom?
No, I actually, personally, I don't pick up that many pairs, but Lawrence would know. But I mean, for like personal piece, I picked up, I think last month, another Paris Dunk. But
Casual.
no, but it's just
Another pair of pairs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, these old things?
Just
but
another
there's
one.
more for sentimental.
rainy days.
And
True.
no, it's just very difficult to come by someone selling a pair, and
We
for
know.
a fair price.
Fair price.
It's actually 9.5, but I already have 2 in my set, so it's just more of the collection. But for personal, I actually bought a pair of Legend Blue 11s for
Oh,
personal.
nice.
Oh,
that's
white
a tongue
shoes,
shoe.
yeah.
It's the white
That's
shoe.
a tongue shoe.
And-
4 pairs in rotation now.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
Add
Congrats.
another white shoe to the rotation.
Didn't you also get a custom, or you're getting a custom from somebody?
Yeah.
Did that not come in yet?
No,
Sorry.
but I think you've seen photos.
You
Not
posted
surprised.
it, yeah.
It's a Mars Yard overshoe. So what we did was we cut up the overshoe to keep the inside, and we swapped it with the Air Force One sole.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
those
more
are
like
sick.
something I can
Yeah.
wear on a daily, because I did give my pair to John.
Your pair of what?
Mars Yards.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, that just ruined your.
Well, no.
Give him.
Well, I gave it to
You're just giving stuff away. Adam.
So the most important was the Under Armour, right? Isn't that what we're saying? The
That's
Under
what- yeah.
Armour 7s. Yeah, the most
Yeah.
important thing. I got a bunch of the 90s. We won't say how many because my wife might listen.
How many publicly did you purchase?
So far, I've posted 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I've posted the
Not all the colors.
But
That's
he
what
may
it
or
said.
not.
I'm not saying
Rainbow.
there's any in Chicago sitting in someone's closet waiting for me. And I got the pine ones last week.
Okay, yeah.
Again, I
Nice.
probably shouldn't have said that because they're sitting somewhere hidden.
Check
She's
under
not
his
gonna
desk.
listen.
Check under his desk at work, yo.
Yeah.
There might be something else, but yeah, that's pretty much. I usually don't buy a lot, but yeah, it was the 90s, the retro 90s. All the colors really got me this time.
I usually don't buy a lot, but I bought every single one. And Jordan one.
But he's a
That's what I'll
90s
say. I
guy
didn't
too,
buy
though.
them
He's a
all.
90s guy.
Another
makes
technicality,
sense.
he didn't buy one of them.
That's right.
But
John.
That's funny. I had a joke with my wife the other day. I said, "Can I get a storage locker?" She was not happy with that. So I got some AM1 IDs from when they were on sale on Nike, and I was trying to. I I was trying to do something and the colors didn't work out, so I returned those this week. But I did get the Bel Air 5s in the raffle from Parlor 23.
Oh, I saw your picture.
So I talked about it. It's funny because I talked about them on the pod, if anyone remembers. And then I won them, so it was to be. And then
Speak it into existence on True to Size.
Another recent pickup was the Mars Yards.
Oh my god!
Jeez, Mars Yards. Now you can match.
Yeah, man.
Right?
It's coming.
Hey, let's go.
Sneaker dads. Phil.
I grabbed the Off-White 5s All-Star Weekend.
Yep.
And then the Travis Scott SB was it last weekend?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So only hype from Phil.
That's all.
Speeder.
Just those two.
Just those
That's
two. Where did you win the raffle from, if you don't mind me asking?
Livestock. And
Stop.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to say and.
Oh, yeah. And another place. No, I'm joking. I also won. No, I won't say it.
What?
Nothing.
Didn't
Nothing.
you only enter the raffles because I told you to?
No. I was going to enter either way.
Because you texted me and you're like, I entered the raffles.
No, yeah, because we had that conversation. You're like, oh, I'm entering online and this and that. And I was like, I only plan to enter easy places online and then like livestock.
And then you won.
Oh, no, I entered Capsule too, I think. Did they have one? They had one, right?
Yeah,
Not in store, only online.
Yeah, online, yeah. But yeah.
I actually got a tip for everybody at this table and anybody local. Apparently, you can reuse those raffle codes. I didn't know that.
I've heard of that before.
Oh, for livestock.
For livestock, yeah. The little things that you get, the little cards, you can reuse those codes so you don't have to keep going in every single time. Allegedly, I haven't tried it yet.
Try it.
But
I've never hit on a reuse, but I've heard you can do it.
Friend of the show, I think it was Harrison
Koo.
Yeah, he let us know in our DM, and I was like baffled because I go to Ronsi's so often, and I don't have to go there anymore, apparently.
So you just ruined the whole system for everyone.
Or made it better.
Should probably edit that out. We can edit that out afterwards.
I'm sure the livestock will appreciate not having to print so many little business cards anymore. Anyways, wow, that was like several $1,000s worth of shoes at this table, so that's good. Another regular segment, thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. This week's thumbs up, thumbs down. Doubling up.
Lace.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Down.
Down.
Up.
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 Down.
Double up.
Up. That was like a 50-50 split almost,
Yeah.
I think. Wow, that's pretty good. If you want to hear us talk about that next week without any of these special guests, let us know. Next up, another regular segment, NSR, not sneaker related. We talk about sneakers a lot, so in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant to the world of sneakers. 30 seconds is probably a stretch because there's 11 of us, and we're not going to give each person 3 seconds to talk. So I don't know if you guys saw, but in the news recently, I don't know why it's been so prominent. No, I'm just kidding. Apparently, it's not okay to recline your seat on an airplane. And there's videos of people going absolutely buck wild because the person in front of them reclines their seat and they're like punching the seat in front of them because the person's reclined. Someone's laptop broke. It's been a whole thing. So my question for you guys, is it okay to recline your seat on an airplane?
For me, it's okay, but it's not too much, I guess. Like
Not all the way.
not all the way, just a little bit for you to be comfortable. I think.
Seat reclines, I recline.
Exactly.
I bought the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything it does.
If you
Yeah.
really care that much, then you're going to have to pay for like premium economy and move yourself up.
Speaking of premium economy, Sean, what do you think?
I think it's fine. I mean, yeah, like Mayor said, seat reclines, so why not, right?
Yeah.
And especially if the person in front of me reclines, I'm for sure reclining.
I don't care if the person in front of me reclines. I don't care if the person behind me is a baby. I'm reclining my seat because I paid for it. And that's
True.
if the plane company didn't want you to recline it, they wouldn't give you the option to recline it. So absolutely, I'm on team recline your chair. Adam, I can't wait to get to you. Alvin.
It depends on the situation.
Elaborate.
I have a kid, so if my daughter's on my lap 'cause she's crying, you can either deal with her fucking crying or don't recline your fucking chair.
I'll deal with it. I'll be asleep.
No, just be considered. Like if no,
Yeah,
if
that's my
okay,
point. That's
if
my
she's
point.
not on
Be
my lap,
considerate.
please,
Yeah.
by all means, recline your chair. But if I'm trying to soothe her, and like if you're reclining your chair and then you turn around and complain that she's fucking like crying,
Oh, no, yeah, I wouldn't
I'm
do
punching
that.
you in your fucking face.
I would fight you, but I wouldn't.
But if she's not there, by all means, like get comfortable. You pay for that seat. You're more than welcome to. But it's just like if there's someone behind you with a kid, just be mindful. But if that kid's not there, do your thing.
If somebody politely asked me, "Hey, I'm doing something with my kid. Can you recline?"
I'm
back
sorry,
up?"
I don't want
would-
my kid to
would.
cry.
Yeah, no,
I want you to be able to sleep on the flight.
I
like-
wouldn't not do it because I saw a kid, but if someone requested me to put it back because they have their kid, I would. That's different. But just it's a
That's
mutual
it. It's
respect
just like a
thing.
mutual,
Yeah.
but like for sure, if no one's behind me or if no kid's behind me, I'm reclining my shit too.
all the way back.
Yeah.
Lawn chair that bitch. Jazz.
Yeah, it all depends on the situation. If you're going on a 2-hour flight, I could do without reclining.
Yeah.
If you're going on a 24-hour flight,
Oh my god.
I'm reclining, regardless.
Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah, definitely. Like it all depends on like where you're going and whatnot. And I guess just be courteous to like, people around you. Like, yo, I'm gonna recline this shit. So, back up or fix up your shit. So,
Turn around. Yo, fix up your
Yeah.
shit.
Yo, close your laptop.
I'm coming
Close your
in.
laptop.
It's all
pull it
about
back, yo.
it's all about telling someone on a plane to back up.
Watch out, like
Incoming.
Yeah.
Personally, I sleep through all the flights, so it's not really a problem. But it's the only problem is when you eat, like it's because it's like right in your face. So
Yeah.
I think other than that, I think it's reclining. Like they make it reclinable for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adam, please.
No, I fly a bunch, and I'm tall, so I'm 6'4". I don't fit in economy very well, so no, do not recline in front of me. I'm not going to hit the chair. I'm not going to get angry. I also don't recline my own chair for the exact same reason. But for people like me that are over 6 feet tall, you don't fit in economy, so it really sucks when the person, even that slight little bit reclines. It hits your legs, it hits your knees, and you got no room. And if you got a 5-hour flight to the West Coast or something, it's really miserable.
So you won't actually say anything. You'll just be passive aggressive.
Yeah,
and-
for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to hit
Silently
your chair.
angry,
I'm not going to yell at you or anything like that. I mean, like you said, it reclines. You can recline, but no.
John.
I wouldn't say anything or get upset or anything, but I'd rather have mine not reclined and the person in front of me not recline. That's my optimal seating.
Yeah. I think I'm down. What?
No,
Nothing.
Oh, okay. I'm down to recline again, depending on the situation. Like if there's a child behind me, if there's someone elderly or disabled, or it's mealtime, whatever, then it's like I understand. Like I won't recline in that sense. But if not, then yeah, same sentiments as everyone else.
Back up, right?
I'll recline. Hey, you, back up.
I think that was actually just 30 seconds. That was perfect. That was really good. So we did reach out on Instagram to our followers a couple days this week and ask some things they want us to talk about. So we do, I think it's 5 different topics that we're going to go through. Some might take longer than others. Hopefully we can have an actual discussion, even though there's a bunch of us in here. Hopefully we can have a proper discussion without some yelling, screaming, and talking over each other.
No promises.
Yeah, no promises at all, because I hope it gets heated, but I also hope I don't. But the first one comes from a good friend of the show, longtime listener, and constant contributor Gerald C. from Brampton. He says, what do you guys think the next trend in sneakers is going to be?
Ooh.
So I guess if we're referring to current trend, it would be dunks. What do you guys think over there in the top of the clock corner?
After dunks comes Air Max, right?
Is that what you think?
Like if we're going to repeat old trends.
Mm.
If people are digging, they're looking for stuff that has history and stories. They want things that are being retroed. It seems like Air Max. In fact, I just want it to be Air Max.
I was going to say, would you want
She's
it
biased.
to be Air Maxes,
She's
though?
biased.
Sure. I love seeing people wearing Air Max. It's fun. It makes me happy to see other people wearing it. Almost everybody's wearing Air Max today. It's awesome.
It's Air
Yeah,
Max
great.
month.
Come back. Everybody wear them.
Lays, do you agree, or do you have your own opinion on that?
Well, I love Jordan, so like seeing like the old school colorways again over and over. So
Yeah.
I would love to see that again.
Okay. Sean, go. What trend are you going to start?
I think Air Maxes and Jordans haven't really left. For me, I think maybe Air Force Ones.
Ooh.
Stole my
Sorry,
answer.
man.
I think that you can usually tell what Nike is going to start pushing and what's going to come back. Because, like, let's face it, they're the ones who really for the most part, set the trends. And it seems like there's been a lot of big name collabs recently who are getting an Air Force One. Like you had the Cactus Jack, you had the Kith. I don't know if it actually came out, but Kith did one, and now the Supreme one. Yeah. Nice. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Air Force Ones. I think we've been saying it on the podcast for about a year now. That maybe that's a no then. It's been a year we've been saying it. But I have this feeling that Air Forces are going to come back with a vengeance, really. And I think I agree with Sean where he said I don't think Jordans and Air Maxes really left. Like Air Maxes never went back to their prominence, but I don't think they ever actually like left. And Jordans, I guess maybe like the bulky Jordans, like Jordan 1s are still there, but yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Air Forces though. Alvin.
I don't know, man. If anything,
solid answer.
I don't know. Well, I'm hoping for Air Max as well, but I'm just gonna say like as opposed to a specific brand or silhouette, I'll just say retro running is going to be like a next wave that will probably maybe hopefully. I'm just hopeful that'll hit Canada, so that we'll get more of the dope stuff that's released in Europe. Because apparently now that no one's going to ship to outside of their own country, then we're screwed pretty much, right? But that's what I'm hoping for, just a retro silhouette to start popping off in Canada. But we'll see. Probably not.
Jazzy.
Is it what we're hoping for or what we think?
No, what we
both.
think. But I'm just hoping.
Both.
I'm hoping for the bulky Jordans to come back. Like people wearing jeans with 13s. I don't see 13s anywhere.
No
and they used to be everywhere.
When we went to Mexico City, I never saw so many 13s.
Really?
City.
It's oddly specific.
I love seeing 13s out. I don't know what it is, but I hope that comes out. And then the Air Force One thing. I wear white Air Force Ones almost every day.
Have you met Tong?
Mine doesn't have the Rockefeller.
Yeah. Yours is available
Mine's
currently.
just regular. Yeah.
Joel, what do you think?
I agree too. Like with sort of you and Alvin, the Air Force Ones are probably going to be pushed a lot, especially the lows. I agree with the older runners silhouettes coming up, like maybe like how they did the Ghost Racers, like maybe a push forward towards the older, like that kind of aspect of Nike running, like with the non-air kind of thing. But yeah, I think I see that emergence coming up too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see.
Tong's going to give us
just knows
the real answer
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's not opinion for Tong.
Well, like obviously dunks have like this year it's going to be end of this year is going to be dunks because they're all coming up with all the different colorways. But definitely, like you guys said, Air Force Ones. Nice. It's because
no thing.
It's just because the Air Force One, like the price point is like just affordable for everyone. Like everyone can afford a $100 shoe, but like when you come to like Jordans, like certain Jordan models, like they're almost $300 retail. So and like everyone needs essential shoes, and Air Force One kind of fits that. So I think we're kind of back at like the early 2000 phase where I remember back in school, everyone had the white on white Air Force. So I think we're kind of we're going recycling through that phase soon.
Adam, tell us your wisdom.
No, there's no wisdom. I think I agree. I think we're going to see more 90s. I think we're going to see a lot more collabs with that instead of just doing the ones. But I think that's also because of an anniversary year. We're looking at performance running. So going way back, we're looking, the Racers were hot, and then Adidas came out with Boost, and then it went to React. I think Adidas is going to come out swinging in the next year and a half. And I think they're going to come up with new tech that they're going to hope is going to catch on and be big and be more fashionable instead of performance. That's what I see coming in the next, or what I think is going to happen.
Like a fashion.
Yeah, it's going to be performance,
midsole,
but it's
not
going to be
to combat like the advantage for the marathon shoes. Like
no one's going to come after that for a while.
They're done.
But I think they're going to come up with some new Boost, something of that nature that will end up selling more to streetwear than performance. And I don't think Adidas is going to let it go with React kicking the ass and doing the marathon shoes at the moment. So I expect something like that coming out.
Interesting.
Nice.
John, what do you think?
I agree with Tom.
I think your mic is off.
Hello?
You're on now.
Sorry, I agree with
You
Tom
have to
a
go
little
out of
bit.
your way to turn that
I
off.
don't know how that happened. I was when I took it out of the stand. Stand was bothering me. Dunks, I definitely agree. I think we might be only seeing the beginning of the hype for dunks. I think most of us maybe would like it to peak now and maybe not see it everywhere all the time. But I think we might start maybe not this year, but next. I wouldn't put it past Nike to put them on shelves everywhere. I mean, they've been there before. We'll see if they can take over from ones. I think people might be getting a little oversaturated with the ones. But what I would like to see is some of the running brands come back. You see a lot from New Balance, but not too much, and a little bit. And it's maybe starting again from Asics and Saucony, and I don't know if you're into Diodora, even all those other brands. It would be nice to just be more see more competition and people spreading their money a little bit more than they have in the past couple of years.
Phil, which Off-White are you looking forward to?
Well, depending what Virgil releases next. No, I don't care. I think I agree with a lot of what's been said about dunks because, especially with, I don't know I don't want to attribute it to Travis or whoever it is, but I mean, you just even look at resale, like old dunks that you couldn't get rid of before if you're trying to sell them, or you could get them for real cheap. Like, I don't know, whatever Day of the Dead's, whatever, like any old pink box era dunk that never sold before. It's like super expensive now. And that kind of dictates like the value and the hype for upcoming ones. So, upcoming dunks. So I think definitely right now, like even look at stuff like the Syracuse and the Kentucky. Is it Kentucky that's coming out?
Yeah.
Syracuse. Like, I mean, I'm going to try and buy the Syracuse ones, but those are, with all due respect, the shoe that would probably sit at outlets forever.
They did.
In the
highs,
past, right?
Yeah.
And multiple releases. So I think the time is right now for the dunk, and you see with the way Nike's seeding people and stuff. But what I want, again, is the Air Max. I know it's always been a classic, like, kind of, part for Nike, but, I feel like even with like the Volts or like the rose pink, like you can find those on shelves sometimes. Like they don't sell out, and it's like, I think it's a great shoe. And I think there's a lot of Air Max that will just come out, whether it's like a 97 or 95. Nike, please retro the neons this year because it's the anniversary.
It's an anniversary.
I think, yeah, it's one of the anniversary. But I think like there's a lot of Air Max silhouettes that'll come out now that just don't have the hype behind
That's
them.
true. Yeah.
Right? Unless it's a collab. It's like, oh, it's a Supreme / whatever, or it's a Skepta, whatever. Then that'll sell. But if it's just like, oh, we're retroing the, infrared 90s, then maybe it might not. But yeah, I'm hoping it's the Air Maxes.
I'm interested to see what they do with these upcoming dunks, the fact that you brought them up, because it seems like a lot of stores are going to get them. And this is the first time they've done, if you want to call it a GR or a GR-ish, non-collab hype, whatever, dunk, since it's gotten big, that I can think of. So it'll be interesting to see if they, like John said, do sit on shelves. It's not an SB, but if they do sit on shelves, if they oversaturate it, if they're going to go for the bag immediately, or if they're going to try, because I think based on this, you'll be able to see how they're going to treat the dunk going forward. Mm-hmm. Because if they make it super limited, then that tells you that they're not done hyping it up and they want to keep going and going and going. And that probably means it's something upcoming in the next couple months is going to be even bigger and they're going to bring back something huge. But if they oversaturate it right away, that means that they're ready for it to hit the mainstream and they don't care what happens with it anymore. They're just going to pump out like they did with like the 270, the 720, a ton of pairs. Just to kind of rethink this question based on trends, like Jazz kind of brought it up, like the bulkiness in sneakers. So is there anything specific you guys can think of in anything in sneakers, like an actual trend? Because the only thing that I could think of that might come back is actually collecting sneakers, which is kind of a big thing because for the longest time, a lot of people were not collecting. They were kind of on the steady rotation of getting Off-White, where the new Off-White comes out, sell that Off-White to buy the next Off-White, and then Travis, and then it's like Tong has 4 pairs. That's what everyone was doing, but that was just their rotation all the time, just steady in and out, selling pairs. But I feel like with the resurgence of definitely old Air Maxes, old SBs now gaining so much hype, that people are like, oh, like these old shoes are kind of cool, and they might start collecting them with the intent of, oh, in 5 years, this might actually be a cool shoe again or whatever. So you might see more collecting and stashing and holding on to things and buying older things and not just the steady like 5-6 pair rotation of selling things in and out of your collection.
But with the hype in social media, is that going to happen?
That's
like
what
everybody wants the latest, and to have the latest, you got to sell
That's
in
true.
a lot of cases the next one. So that's what's hurting people collecting stacks.
I think the casual consumer probably isn't, they're not patient enough to just hold on to something, right?
But if the price point's lower, like if it is Forces and Dunks, like even that retail price point is lower than things have been recently, it kind of lends itself to holding more more pairs.
Yeah.
You can get 2 Dunks for the price of a pair of Jordans.
Mm-hmm. What are ones now? Did they go up $10 or $5 again?
They're $225 now.
So they went up $10.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And a pair of Nike Sportswear Dunks are what? Like how much were the Viotechs?
140, 150 or something.
And then I guess the Syracuse and Kentucky will probably be around the
Around
same,
there,
150 max, I would
But it
think.
still comes back to nobody cares. They just want what the latest one is. So I don't see people sitting on
No,
anything, no
I don't
matter the
think so
price
either.
point,
Yeah.
because it's on to the next weekend, the next drop for Instagram. So it doesn't, collecting stacks is no big deal. It's just
Talking to
old
you,
people in the room.
YouTube.
I think it could slow down. I think there's a tipping point at some point with what people can buy. Like, I don't know, and I hate to say it, but if there's like a recession or something, that could slow things
knock
down.
on wood
Because we've
there.
been going straight up. I don't know what is
Yeah.
going to do it.
can't
but
go up forever.
We've been going straight up.
Question for Tong, actually.
Oh shit.
So we kind of all agree that Air Forces might be the next big thing, right? Do you see like a lot of classic Air Force Ones, I guess, surging in price, and like would now be a good time to grab those grills before it becomes crazy? Like,
You
dunks?
asking for a friend or?
Yeah, no.
I guess that
Just for
question
the
for
viewers.
everyone. Right? I think it's like typically what I would go for is some of the older models that you can't find anywhere. Like I think recently I picked up a pair of Escape Air Force Ones, and like it's just like it's so beautiful because it's like you don't see them every day.
Oh,
Like
the Travis, right?
Exactly. So I think like those, like we were probably picking those ones up. Like I don't pick up too many, but like it's like those are super cheap. Like $120, $150, you can get a pair back in the day, or like maybe just even a couple months ago. But now you can probably sell for like even $300-400.
Oh,
So those are pairs. I
Too
think.
late.
Actually, no, it's not too late because actually, even the Dunk Wave that came recently with all the 99 dunks, that actually, I wrote in my blog that like it was only like 6 months ago. I said people should start buying them because of the off whites, and actually, a lot of people came back to me saying like that was a good call because we were picking up pairs for like $100 or $200, like the dunk lows that no one wanted, like the reverse Michigans. Like I think I'll tell the price. It's like 200. Like we were buying like $200, $300 at most dead stock with OG box, and
and
like
you're selling them now for
like $700. Oh my god! And this was only 6 months ago. So
I picked up my 2013 Bios like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was under $300.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean,
And that's just because I wanted
timing.
them.
Wow.
I couldn't get them now.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the next wave for Air Force Ones is, remember back in the earlies where they had like the NYCs. I think it was like 99 or 2000, close to there.
One second, let me
the
write
city
this
ones,
down.
yeah.
Hold on.
Because the story behind that was pretty good. Like you can't get those unless you're in those specific cities or
Yeah.
like specific
The
regions. So
regions.
I think the story behind that is like we don't have that anymore. Now it's more like a global release. Like everyone would get it. So I think those were the ones people are going to go for and still going for pretty cheap.
Anybody? We kind of got off sidetrack, but any other sneaker trends you guys can think of that may come back? Not specific silhouettes, but like styles or literally trends or anything like that. Or
I think the bulky's gonna come back, man.
you think so?
Think?
With all the
Just-
girls
I
who
don't know.
were rocking that,
Bulky's going out for women.
that Fila,
Nobody.
Fila.
that Fila,
Guys,
what
it trickled down to
Disrupt or
10-year-olds.
something?
It's gone.
What about the 505s with the Nike Air come back?
Those are coming back,
We
yeah.
want those. Everyone want those.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if I
yeah.
do. I don't know if I need those.
I
need
think
the,
it
the black
has a lot to do with the fashion trend at the same time, right? Because when bulky shoes were cool, it was sweatpants with no taper and jeans with literally nothing at all. Like, so
jeans
I-
that covered your shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's coming
Like,
back.
Nike talk denim.
Yeah.
That's true,
100%.
actually. Yeah, Virgil brought that back. Shout out to
Everybody's
Off-White.
wearing like pants that flow over your shoes now, so you're gonna need to wear a bulkier silhouette,
Well, so
like a
maybe-
skate shoe or a force, to like balance you out.
Now I'm
very
gonna have
true.
to
But
worry
not, like,
about my
chunky
jeans
feelings.
bleeding on my shoes.
Flying at
again,
racers
bro.
with wide fit jeans.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! Ready.
Some
Set
people
the
at this
trend.
table never stopped that.
That's a few more cycles ahead.
yeah.
But see, that's where the Air Max 90s come in because they look great with that style.
That's
That's how
true,
they
yeah.
originally people wore them. Like if you look back at people like artists, pop artists from the 90s, like Mel C, like definitely she's wearing 90s with big pants.
Sick.
Great question. Thank you, Gerald. That was a good conversation. Next up, another good friend of the show, Rushy Grant. He says, do you ever envision a scenario where certain classic Jordan models are just always available? Just waltz into Nike Toronto or House of Hoops and just buy a pair of Bread 1s, Black Cement 3s. Concord 11s, just like you can grab a pair of white Air Forces. The average consumer has probably never even seen a lot of this stuff available for purchase. What do you guys think?
No, they're never going to do that.
No?
No.
It's short and sweet.
I've talked to people and gave like I get asked my opinion all the time on this, and I say like they should have silver bullets. They should have like there's a whole set that they should have all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody should have access to those because it's like such a staple shoe, and some Jordans are like that too. But if it hasn't happened now, like you can't even get like a white Air Max 90 and a white Air Max 1 all the time.
That's
like even
true.
those don't stay on the shelf as a rotation shoe. How are they going to do that with like a Bread?
But it'll kill the hype if everybody and everyone's mother and uncle and aunt can have every shoe they want.
Yeah.
It'll kill the popularity of it because no one's going to want to be. No, I agree with you. There's a dozen shoes that I think would be amazing to see, and I'd love to buy an infrared a month. You know what I mean, and nothing for me. Infrared 90s.
Like I need new silver bullets. Like, I wish they were on
but
shelf
I don't
right
think
now.
it'll
so I
ever
could go
happen
get
for the hype reason.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's gonna be a long term effect. Sorry, I don't know if I cut someone.
That's fine. No.
It's gonna be a long term effect if Nike or whoever did that because it's like, okay, you flood it with Bread 1s and you sell 1 million pairs, whatever. You're up for the quarter, for the year, whatever. And then, but after that, like resale is gonna be way down. The luster and like the everything about the shoe, it's gonna be like you guys were saying, like everyone has it, so it doesn't have the same effect. And then like long term, like what does that do for the legacy of that shoe or the Jordan brand in general? If it's just like it's like a feel a disruptor now.
Two Feel the Disruptor shout-outs in the same episode. That's great.
Who got a pair for free? Who's
But the hype can die, or they can kill the hype, right? They could produce a bunch of Bread 1s, and then the hype will die. I think it happened with the 87s, the second colorway of the React 87s, not the cream ones, the black ones just came out, and they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
And I know resale wasn't that high, but like now you can get them on discount or whatever. And there's kind of demand for them before, but they could do it the other way and just. So I think eventually, like if maybe 20 years, you might be able to find a metallic 5 or a Jordan 1 or something.
Now we're going to 3D print them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Make whatever
you
shoe
do it
you
at home.
want. Sean, let's go back in slight order.
I think what they should do and what they would do are completely different. Like, selfishly speaking, yeah, it'd be cool to have, a white cement 3 just on the shelf because I can wear mine wherever and not worry about it. But it would definitely kill the whole image of the shoe and what they've built up. So I think that's never going to happen.
Do you guys, and this is a rhetorical question, or you can answer it or not, that it's possible that they could misread a potential release? Like, think about Concords or Breads or whatever. Every single year, they seem to be producing more for that Christmas release. And what if there's just one year where they drastically overshoot and they produce 3 million pairs and they only sell 1 million, and then all of a sudden it's on the shelf for 2 months? Or something lines up, like whether it be even something like coronavirus, where it keeps people in their houses and they're not going out to line up for a shoe, or they're not going out to buy a shoe, and all of a sudden stuff starts to sit. Do you think that affects it at any point, or do you think that's a specific circumstance, and at the end of the day, it's still a hype shoe? It's just the circumstance caused it to stay there. Can it be hype and stay on the shelf?
I think if it got to that point where it's just sitting, I feel like Nike would probably do something and just pull
They're
it
going
off
to
the
pull
shelves.
it. I agree. They're going to pull it. It's never going to happen. They're smarter than we are. They'll pull it and stuck it in a storage locker for 2 years.
The only stuff that goes to outlet is GS versions, like GS white cements. That's it. It's great for me, but
well, whoop-de-doo for you.
It hasn't happened in a long time.
But that's now. Things used to sit. So 100%. It could get back there. Right?
I don't think it's an impossibility, like for sure. Like we said,
those
like
threes are sitting right now.
Yeah, those red
The
threes,
red
the ones that are still in everybody's cart that everybody got a reminder email for last week.
That might be a classic one day.
I think it will be. Usually the stuff that sits,
nice.
the stuff that sits is what ends up being a future classic because nobody bought it. And then nobody has it in 5 years because nobody bought it, and then it's rare in
And the
5
people
years.
who bought it to wear because they weren't
So there's
buying
no
to
dead
sell,
stock
so
pairs
there's no
anywhere.
dead stock.
And anybody who bought it paid $120 for it.
And then we'll hear stories like, "Oh, I remember when they were sitting. I should have gone on." Blah, blah,
Everything.
blah.
Like
Yeah.
Warhawks, right? Like,
Or the other story we're going to hear is Tong is like, actually, I bought 100 pairs.
I sat on them for 10
You
years.
idiots.
Follow my personal account for the
I
blog.
knew. Alvin, what do you think? Can stuff sit? Will it sit? Will they oversaturate themselves?
I don't think they'll oversaturate themselves because, like everyone else said, like Nike's smarter than that. But I mean, you see it right now. Those threes, I didn't anticipate them to sit. everyone's always been asking for red 3s because of the
Yeah.
Dornbachers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, this is like the little sister of the Dornbacher. But no one wants it. And it's a nice shoe.
It's
Nothing,
honestly
like
really
the
good
materials are
quality,
dope.
too.
Like
Yeah.
the quality is dope. It's just no one's fucking with it. Unless
Even the
it's at
Chicago one. Even the Chicago one, though.
Yeah.
I got a friend in Detroit.
I passed.
I got a friend in Chicago.
Yeah.
Bought him at retail like hours after. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Let's go
You
to
can
Chicago.
check resale now, and I think they go for like $50 over
Yeah,
Canadian,
no
if
big
if
deal.
that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one to pick up too.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Jazzy Jeff.
It brings me back to the silver bullets you brought up. I think everyone should be able to buy them, whether it's like a drop, not every year, because then it's too much. I'd say every like 3 years, you drop the OGs, the 95 neons, infrared, silver bullets. So you'll have a chance to at least get one.
And just flood it.
Yeah, not like
Not
crazy.
flooded.
Not crazy. It's still a limited release, but every 3 years it'll be a limited release. That way you might be able to get one.
But might not.
So the answer is no.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get some 95 neons. So
Speaking into existence. Joel, is stuff going to start sitting?
I don't know, because I think with if they were to just like saturate everything, and then Nike will pull everything back, and then to build up the hype again, they'll call out a restock, and then you know what I mean, or they can just mess around with like instead of like the regular smooth leather, they'll throw in like tumble leather. That'll build up the hype again, and then it'll just snowball from there. So I don't know. I don't know, man.
So many kissing
Undecided,
teeth.
man.
All right, and the correct answer now, Tong. Two-parter. How many red cement 3s did you buy? and what's the answer to the question?
Well, the first question, I'll just less than 50 pairs.
There you go.
So
But
we were
it's
right.
not. It's not about. It's more so the fact that like for us, we have to kind of foresee the future. It's not like or like kind of guess the future. It's like so. I mean, scenarios like this is actually the perfect scenario because, like you said, like what you want right now. Is probably what you want in the future. Like, well, actually, what you can get now, you don't want it now, but when you can't get it, it's when you want it. So it's like human psychology, right? Like you kind of like I always believe we always want to be tortured. Like we always line up for stuff or we want stuff we can't get.
Yeah.
So like you said, like if stuff like shoes are too available, you don't want it, and the 3s are the perfect example because they're too available. Now you don't want them, right? So like I mean. Or even back to Sean's case where he said if we have 3s we can wear them like not caring like how trash they can be and we still be able to get a pair. Then at that point you might not want a pair anymore because it's too available.
He's telling you how you feel.
No, I'm just saying like you might think what you want now is what what you think you want right now is what you want, but like when it actually happens it's like I actually don't like. The grass is always greener on the other side.
It's true.
That was a very deep answer from you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Just smarter already.
Yeah, right? Yeah, this is very educational. Do you guys have anything you wanted to add? I know you guys jumped in earlier. So that was a good question from Rushy. I still think it might be possible, but I guess we'll see, right? From another good friend of the show, Kudkonda, Raul, another local guy. So this has been brought up to us like a million times and we just never really got around to discussing it. And I think now is the perfect time because we have so many people and we can have a really good conversation. His literally just says, please discuss the hype and energy towards Nike SB and how no one cared about them just one short year ago. So you guys can kind of interpret that however you want, whether you like it, whether you don't, whether you think it'll last, whether it won't, whether it's like, what's the reason? Like interpret it however you want. What do you guys think?
I think it's like genius the way Nike created that hype, like the way they seeded it so it felt authentic and real and that it was coming out of the culture instead of from them. Like it's so smart and it worked so well. Like,
are you referring to like directly to these big, like you think Nike sent them to Travis and was like, wear this?
Yes,
like, what
of
the
course.
dunks? Yeah. Really?
I think that they both expressed interest in that happening. And then like, I think he genuinely probably likes them. I don't think that's fake, but I think they capitalized on that. Of course they did. They're the best marketer in the world.
You mean Kylie didn't buy her own What the Dunks? No way.
No way.
No, she buys all her own shoes.
Of course she does.
She get it for Fran.
What's
Yeah,
weird
for
though is it's
Fran.
all lows, right?
Yeah.
No highs. So they have a whole other wave ready to come where they've
That's
got
true.
all the highs, not a single
Just wait
high.
for Travis to make a high.
Oh my
Like
god.
nothing, and there's so many great highs too. Like
They
they're catching a
explored-
bit of the wave, right? They're catching a little bit of like the
Yeah.
shine from the lows, but it's still less than the lows.
Indirect.
yeah,
They
yeah. So
kind of
they're
explored the highs with the Tiffany's.
a little,
little
but
bit,
even that's
yeah.
still
That's when
old.
they were
That's
doing
from
the
the
reverse.
original, but that's not
Yeah.
from this wave.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like so, there's still that whole thing untapped. Like he hasn't been wearing any highs.
That's true. Yeah, that whole Tiffany high and like Della Soul reverse, up, down, whatever. That was like Nike trying to maintain Nike SB when it was dying, and they were like
Right.
the last ditch, like give him another Tiffany dunk, like, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Most of those made to the outlet too.
Yeah,
Just sat.
exactly. Yeah, all the Dellas
Watch
did.
those. Like watch those.
Yeah. Ooh, Mare's telling. Thanks for the trend earlier, Mare. Oh my
Sure,
goodness.
Taking notes here today.
Yeah, for real. I need to write all this stuff down. What do you think, Sean?
I love it actually. Like I grew up collecting Jordans first, but then SB's second, and seeing like the shine that they've been getting. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get asked a lot too because I've been into dunks for a long time. And like I said, like same as Sean, like I started with dunks specifically, and then because of like I was the skateboarding kid who got hired at Foot Locker wearing the skinny jeans and like I think I was wearing etnies at my Foot Locker interview. So like obviously the first thing that I gravitated toward was dunk because it's really close to a skate shoe, and then I learned all about SB, and then blah 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 blah. So I've been thinking about it a lot, like how I actually feel, because sometimes it's annoying because you're like, okay, the Travis Dunk, unfortunately for everybody, is actually a nice shoe. As much as all the old heads want to hate on it, like you want to so bad. Like I wanted to hate it and be like, and even like with the off-whites, like I wanted to dislike it. And then I'm like, shit, like it's actually a nice shoe. Like it's really annoying because you want to not have to go and join the hype for a dunk because you've seen where it's been for the last 5 years. But I kind of attribute it to, it's kind of a dark analogy, but like when when an artist passes away, so like, or even think about Kobe passes away, and Kobe was always there, like he was always around, but then all of a sudden he passes away, and then everyone's been a lifelong Kobe fan, then everyone likes Kobe shoes, then everyone's posting on Instagram how much they like Kobe, and it's like, it's some people, you know, it's fake, like they just joined the bandwagon. But at the same time, if it's a bandwagon, but it's for a good reason because they're finding a newfound appreciation for something that they would have never otherwise seen without the bandwagon even coming back. So Travis or whoever you want to admit started this new wave. Yeah, a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon for that reason, but then they're also joining it because they generally want to wear them, or they're buying old pairs. Like that's why like NetMag is able to sell friggin' Tiffany dunks for $8,000, is because people aren't just necessarily interested in the new stuff. They're like finding a new appreciation for the older stuff, and it's coming back. So I think that I'm okay with it. I'm not sure still how I feel about the whole dunk thing coming back, but that's the best way that I can analyze it. And I have to figure out my feelings overall.
He actually has DS Tiffs for a pretty good price.
Tong does?
Right.
What's a good price? This
I don't
year,
know,
good price?
1300,
Or?
is that right, roughly?
This is-
no.
First of
my
all,
size.
Tong, you have a
I can fit
microphone.
it. Don't tell anyone it's size I could wear.
Prices off.
I think there's size 12. Yeah. Anyway,
This is not an advertisement for netmagnetism.com, first of all.
I'm just trying to get the
Yeah.
pair promo, really.
Oh.
This is,
Alvin, how do you feel about it coming back? Because you've been in dunks for a long time too, and SB.
I started off with dunks.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like slowly tapering off because my feet hurt. So now I'm like more of an Air Max individual. But definitely when I started off as dunks, it was still like a niche where like if you saw someone else wearing dunks, you'd be like, okay, cool. That guy knows what he's talking about and shit. Now it's just like everyone can wear the dunks, which honestly, I don't even hate that because especially with Kylie doing her thing, that broadens like the, I guess, market for dunks. Like it's gonna hit the younger girls who are trying to get the same lipstick as her. And now that she's rocking these dope ass dunks, it's like, oh, what are those? And they're gonna try to
on our
wanna.
size.
Yeah.
If
that's
it comes,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're gonna
That's
wanna.
why I don't have any opinions, because it doesn't come in my size.
Well, now people are gonna want to research stuff, right?
Yes.
Like learn about. Oh my god, she was wearing what the dunks she wore. Some
Dunkles? Did she wear Dunkles?
The dunkles.
Yeah, Dooms too. Oh my
Dooms.
But yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's cool trying to get the dunks, specifically SB dunks. I guess mainstream. Just because, like, man, SB dunks have been slept on, but they're like probably one of the best quality fucking shoes you can buy out right now. So
That's true too.
I don't know. I'm good with it.
Jazz, you illustrated a pair of Travis's the other day. How do you feel about that?
I like the drawing that I did. I'll be honest. I was never a big fan of dunks, especially the fat tongue. It wasn't for me. But I was very selective with my dunks. Mork and Mindy's were probably my favorite, and the no lining undefeated dunks, just because of the thin material, and like the material itself was really nice. But for all the new people getting into these dunks, I think it's good. I like it. Why not? If you like it, you like it.
Yeah.
It's like I like what I like. I like selective dunks, and I'm not heavy on dunks.
You're not concerned with everybody else, anyways.
Yeah, just me
and your illustration.
I was gonna say, and my drawings.
The drawings.
Joel,
I think it's pretty cool, man. Like, seeing like people, like especially the younger kids, come up to you and start talking to you about like, the older shit that you got, and like in the colored, different funky colored boxes, like what I mean, like the pink box, whatever, right? But like, it's pretty cool, like having them try to educate, like especially when they start asking, like what are these, what are those, like the stories behind it. I think that's pretty cool on the whole wave right now, the surgence or whatever you want to call it of the SBs. It's SBs is back though. That's the thing.
It is.
Right, so
doesn't seem like it's going anywhere anytime soon either.
Yeah,
we got a lot cooler in the past year for sure. Like anybody who has older dunks, we got a lot more clout. Our clout dollars are through the roof right now. All right, Tong, you made a lot of money off of this.
Well, not really.
He also spent a lot of money.
Yeah, he did spend a lot of money too.
Yeah.
Well, because Tong, you were selling. I can't even see you, so I'm sorry. I'm just talking to the side of. No, it's okay. You were selling dunks, like that's what you started with, or were one of your biggest things, right? Like I think that's how we met was because you were selling dunks. So how do you feel about this whole thing? Do you feel mad that you didn't hold all those Supremes you were selling for $600 5 years ago?
Well, not really. I mean, like it's all trends too, right? Like, I mean, I've seen it go up and down, but this time it's just massively up. Like no one would have predicted it. But at the same time, I think SB in particular is a very different subculture. I think it's like, if you think about it, like no other shoe you would like say the Heinekens. No one, it's not officially named the Heineken, but we all somehow come up with the name. It's called the Heineken, or like Newcastle. Like it's not the official name, but like somehow there's no other like say Air Max. It's very hard for us to like. There's not many models where every shoe has a very specific name.
That's
to it.
true. Yeah.
So you like even if you search Newcastle Dunk, right? Like it's not an official name that Nike has produced, but they make it exactly like Newcastle. But it's like a culture where people have to like kind of research and understand, hey, look, oh shit, it's actually a Newcastle colorway, right? So I think that's very different from the SBs, like from any other silhouettes that Nike has done. So I think just because of that, it's like for people, like all you guys touched on was that people can learn from it and showing appreciation for it. And I think the wave, in my opinion, is great because now we're exposing kids to a different area that they've never seen before.
Yeah, they're doing more than Jordan 1s now and Off-White. At least there's another branch for them to investigate, right? All right, old guy.
How do I keep following you, man? Smart answers and everything.
I think
English
it's good.
And non-political. Yeah. I was never a dunk guy. I mean, I got like 10, 12 pairs, whatever. I no authority on the subject whatsoever. I like some of the colorways. I bought them because of colorways, but I never wore dunks when I was starting buying. It just wasn't for me. So for me, if, reality TV trash or mumble rappers make them popular, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, the more people that buy them is cool in any sneaker form, whether it's dunks, whether it's any topic you're talking, whether it's Air Force, whether it's Air Max, I don't care. The more people that get exposed to it and are buying it. So if at the moment it's SBs that are going to the roof, it just means more people are going to be buying sneakers, and that's what we enjoy. So I'm all for it.
Are you more for it because, and this can go for this corner as well, that because everyone's now paying attention to dunks, have you seen it easier to get Air Maxes? Not really, no.
Nothing changes.
Everything is just going to be hard to get at one point. Is that where we're going? Like, do you not see a point where it's like, okay, no one's paying attention to dunks, so now we can do Air Maxes, and then it's like, is there a balancing act, or is it just like the sneakerhead community is just too big that everyone has their own niche and it's big enough to fulfill these price tags?
I kind of think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the new regional release thing.
That's true. Yeah. and they're being smart with it. They know what's going to sell in each region, and yeah, they're not stupid. Yeah, we've said that. What do you guys think?
For the dunks coming back, I wasn't into dunks way back, but I did get into them a few years before the hype started to build. So I picked up a few really good pairs, and I've sold some of them just because I think they're overvalued. But I think Nike might be doing it right this time. I think there's going to be a lot of pairs. Maybe that they won't oversaturate them. They might a little bit, but I think maybe I really like what they did with the plums. Like if they keep that up, I mean the Kentuckys and the Syracuse, different material, but I think everyone's going to be really excited. They should be pretty nice, and that's all we can ask for.
That's true.
Low price point, good quality.
What do you think, Phil, with your dead stock signed Tiffany's over there?
Oh, those old things? No, I think it's great. I mean, I've always been a Nike guy, and I always want to see them win. So I think obviously Jordans have always, since like they came out, there's been valleys and peaks, but they've always been the dominant, part of their brand. And then Air Maxes definitely surged. But I don't think there was ever a time where dunks were, whether SB or not, there was a time where they were the marquee or the go-to. And I think if you include the dunk, just the regular dunk, which I guess has basketball origins, and the SB, which is a skate shoe, it's like you bring in kind of, I don't want to say basketball's a niche, but you're bringing kind of few different parts together. So yeah, no, I think it's dope. And to echo what Hardy was saying, like, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing, giving them to Travis and Kylie, and like those are like great people to get, not retain older or OGs, but it's just like to get 17-year-olds to care about Tiffany's.
That's true.
So
just bouncing off of one thing that John said before we get off of SBs, and it was dangerous bringing up SBs with this group at the table because I feel like we could talk about it for a long time. But do you think that they're gonna go by the Jordan motto where it's like nothing is really sacred? Like they'll start bringing back like stuff that you would never think, like, are What the Dunk's going to come back? Are Tiffany Lowe's going to come back? Are they going to do Heineken? Do you a lot of people are shaking their heads, but it's because we're at the beginning of it that maybe you can't see it, but like a lot of these Jordans you never thought you were going to see again, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, they're really doing that. They're doing sample, like Fairfax LeBron 7s just came out. Those were a sample. They're sitting on Foot Locker's shelves right now, and that used to be a $1,500 shoe. So, like, do you guys see a world where they start retroing SBs, like classic SBs? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think I just
grabbed the mic and stared at it.
I was preparing. It has to go there because there's only so many new colorways and collabs that they can do, and it's like they do a collab with XYZ rapper or whoever, artist, actor, and then it's like, okay, that's cool, and it sells out. But then, like, you're not going to be able to recreate kind of the history and the lore of like a Heineken or a Tiffany because it's been there for so long and it's like been sought after. And it's like, okay, unless you bring it back, then it's like you just have to keep doing new stuff, and then it's never going to have it. Like, I think it has to stand the test of time to become so sought after in a way. So I think eventually, if the SB wave keeps going, you're going to have to start unearthing like
older stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they might put out stuff that references those colorways. I'm not sure they're like the reason Air Maxes got re-released in things that we didn't think would happen are happening, but they're not exactly the same mostly. They're slightly different.
Like a reverse or a 2.0.
And it's only Atmos who's doing it. You're not seeing any Patas come out again. Right? Like, so I think you're going to see references to them, but I don't think you're going to see, hey, look, I could be totally wrong, and there could be a Tiffany Dunk this time next year. Maybe.
So you mean like how they did the De La Soul reverse or the Tiffany High? Like they'll do nods and they'll do odes.
I think they'll do that. Slightly different materials because you want to keep Tiffany them special. That's what I think.
Ooh,
what do you guys think?
I could definitely see that happening. But what I've learned over the years from Nike is nothing's like off limits. So
yeah, that's one of the yeah. I think I feel the same way. Like, I don't think anything is off limits, and there may be things that they don't touch, like maybe What the Dunk is safe. When I thought of this question, I thought of how cool it would be because of the history behind the Heineken is if they somehow released the Heineken as an official Heineken collaboration with the actual Heineken logo somewhere on it, like not just the star, but like it said Heineken through the star. I think that would be fucking incredible. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is it safe?
No.
I think we're going to see everything.
Do you think you're going to see Paris Dunks next year?
I sure hope so. I know one person.
Everyone's looking at the table.
Sure. 2.0s of What the Dunks, I bet, like a 2.0.
Yeah, they've tried other.
Evolved.
Yeah. Imagine a Paris high or like. Yeah.
But I think they got. I think they got to leave the unicorns alone though. Like those kind of shoes, they got to leave those alone. But like I see what Hardy's saying. Like even like 2.0s or like reverse colorways or mess around with the mids and the highs,
like a black Paris
or the lows, or like maybe even mids come back. You know what I mean? So it's like. Throw like a Tiffany mid with a strap, or like like, or a Cali mid with a strap, So it's like I don't know. I think they should just leave those ones alone, like the City Series and whatnot. But like if you want to like delve into like Tiffs or what, just fuck it up. Like just reverse it. You know what I mean? Like you just reverse everything, man.
That seems like Atmos's motto. So
yeah,
I think Joel just made a big prediction with mids. Pitt. Remember what he just said. Remember what he said.
They haven't really touched it yet.
Write it on the board.
But I think you're also going to see, like, there's such a relationship between Air Max and Dunks. Like, you're seeing the colorways transfer between them. I think you're much, like, look at the new Air Max 1 London that's coming out.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the same shoe,
That's
right?
the SB. Yeah, for sure.
So I think you're going to see that relationship go both ways.
So Hardy is basically saying that we're going to see an Atmos elephant dunk. Okay, that's good.
Oh,
That's good.
Like the Safaris exist.
That's true.
Yeah, the Safaris exist.
So why
Not impossible.
not?
Facts.
Tong, I heard that Paris's are coming back next year. How do you feel about that?
Well, like, I personally don't think like the unicorns would actually ever come back.
Don't think or hope.
I mean, if they do come back, like, they're definitely not going to make it like it's not going to be easy to get.
Yeah.
Just exactly like the Marjards when they came back with the 2.0s. Like, it's definitely, well, I mean, it wasn't a hype shoe to begin with, but like they made it super limited that pretty much no one can get it, but they made it. But I mean,
we did it.
But if you even look at the trends, like the pigeons, right? Like because I think they're collaborating with these like designers or artists, they kind of need to both agree to that.
True.
We want to do, like, it's not like Nike, I want to do it now, right now. And you kind of have to have it. And like you saw with the pigeons, like they went with the gray, black, and then you went with the pandas. And then like, I don't think they'll repeat the colorway, but I agree with Hardy Girl that that definitely they would cross-reference in different models. And you can probably see that with the the Safari Dunks being Air Max. And also, I'm not sure if you guys seen like the Jordan 4s with the 95 neons.
Yeah, that's this month.
So I think they're going to try to dabble in that space first to see how that reacts. And I personally think the Safari Dunks will sell out because that's such a fire shoe. But so other models, I don't know. Like, I think, but unicorns definitely, I don't think they'll ever be touched. Yeah.
For your sake, I really hope so. You guys have anything to add, or we're good? I think you guys started the conversation again. So next up, another question. This one comes from Weekends with Walt out of California. He says, do you think that more should be done by sneaker brands to get shoes into the hands of people who actually want to put them on their feet? So essentially asking, we've got a lot of shaking heads here. Do you think that the brands, first of all, care? And second of all, do you think more should be done? Two separate questions. What do you think and what do you want? What do you guys think? We'll start. We'll do clockwise for now.
So the Travis Dunks released on his site, and it changed to a raffle. And primarily because a fan of Travis complained on Instagram and said he was sad because all the people buying them don't even know Travis's music, which is something we all hear all the time about all kinds of shoes, like who's allowed to buy them or who should get them. But it just made it harder for other people to get them. I don't know if it really did it change? Did it get into the hands of the fans? Not really. I don't know. Who deserves to get shoes?
That's very true.
Facts.
Yeah.
You put in the work and you get some of them some of the time. That's as good as it gets. Right? Like, there's no other way.
That's harsh.
I don't get everything.
Life, bro.
True.
That's life.
Very true.
Fucking life.
There's another shoe every week. Don't worry about it so much.
Lays, do you have a nicer answer?
No.
No?
I agree
cute.
with my wife.
Facts.
Sean. This is the wrong person to ask. He gets everything. But go ahead.
I think it's one thing to distinguish between like a consumer versus someone that's just trying to buy all the pairs to resell. That's one thing. But you can't really judge like who really deserves the shoe, who actually wants to wear them. Like that's not really something the brand can make the call on. So, you know, like Mary said, do the work and you win some, you lose some, right? If you lose, pay resale, otherwise move on.
The only way that I can think, because I definitely agree, as much as I keep saying it's harsh, it is a harsh reality that, like, even if it was only limited or somehow limited to people who wanted to actually wear them, there still wouldn't be enough anyways. So you're never going to be happy 100% of the time. I do like when stores or brands or whatever give you multiple different ways of purchasing a shoe. Like maybe a store is doing first come first serve, but they also offer a raffle. So if you can't do first come first serve because you can't line up for 2 days, at least you still have the opportunity to purchase it based on a luck based raffle. So it gives you a little bit more hope, because raffle, as much as it's easier to backdoor, still feels like the fairest way, that if you're willing to go down and enter the raffle, you have a chance to get the shoe. So I think that's probably the extent. There's the websites, like I think Adidas used to do it with Yeezys. I'm not sure if they do it anymore, where like you log on at the specific time and then the shoe drops at 10 and it lets through random IPs. But once again, you can't really dictate who's getting through. It's just, at least it feels a little bit more fair because you're not losing to bots or whatever it is. I don't know, all that fancy things. Alvin.
I'm going to try to be nice. At the end of the day, if you're quote unquote that biggest fan, you will make a way for you to get that shoe. What did you do, Lawrence, when the JTA just came out?
Can we not talk about it?
All right. There you go. So if you are a big fan and you're supposedly like, oh, you want the shoe, regardless of whether or not you get it for retail, you're still going to get it if you are a true fan. Life is not fair, and neither are sneakers. So if you're going to complain about that shit, don't buy sneakers.
Especially if you don't do the work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just me, though.
I rarely do the work.
But you never complain.
And I don't complain. I don't complain. I'm like, I'm probably not going to win, so I'm not going to try. No, I think the brands are doing it. I think the brands are doing it fine.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more. Like I'll bring the 95s and bullets back, but I'd like to see those more often. But I think they're doing it right. If you put in the work, put down the money if you want them. Do it.
Like anything in life.
Yeah, I was talking to my brother. I'll talk about my brother. Those 5s came out, and he was like, "Yo, I want them so bad." And he doesn't spend money on sneakers. I'm like, dude, if you really want them, and I know you don't spend a lot on sneakers, buy them for $800, and you want to buy another one for, I don't know, 2 months. No, but I'm like, if you love them, just buy them one time. Just do it. If it makes you feel good, makes you feel good.
That's Nike's slogan, isn't it?
Just
buy it. Just do it. Buy it. Just do it. Yeah. Joel.
I think I totally agree with Alvin. Like, if you're a fan and whatnot, you gotta just pull your weight, man, and just do it. Like if you want to get it, there's always like NetMag, $11 raffle. Buy into that, bro. Like, what are your chances there?
Yeah, $11 US, 15 Canadian.
Like if you're a fan of the shoe, you're gonna find a means to get the shoe.
Buy 3.
Either it's NetMag raffles or resale. Like you're gonna find a way to get the shoe. So it's up to you, man.
There's a lot of traffic being driven to your site today.
Is this sponsored?
Yeah.
Is this sponsored?
Definitely not. Tong, what do you think? As somebody who makes things accessible to people, are other brands doing enough to do it as well? Or do they care? Do you care? Does anybody care?
Well, I think you kind of try to be like pity of like for the people that really want it but can't afford it.
You say pity?
Well, like pity. You feel it. You feel bad. But at the same time, it's life, right? Like you can't and I agree with all what you said. Like if you really want it, it's not like it's not available for sale. Like something, if you really want it and it's actually no one's selling it, then that's a problem, right? Mm-hmm. But right now, it's not that it's not available. It's just you don't want to pay the higher price. Mm-hmm. So I personally think that it's just supply and demand and how the market just reacts to it. And if it's something hype, of course it's going to sell out and sell for a resale price because everyone's going to try to get it, right? So I think it's just the way the market is, and I agree. Like, if you really want it, you will pay the money for it because it makes you feel good, and it for stuff like that, it doesn't really matter how much you pay, like because you're gonna wear it like nonstop.
True.
Yeah.
I think we all agree. I mean, I don't think anyone has said anything different. We're just adding to it. But I think a big point is it's not the brand's fault and it's not their job to police it. Mm-hmm. They put out the shoes, they advertise the shoes, they market the shoes, they send the shoes to retail. And that's where their responsibility ends. So everyone that complains about all the brands have to do this or the brands have to do that, they did their job. They made the shoes, they made the stuff that we want. If everyone wants to bitch and complain about it, well, they can bitch and complain about it. But the brands aren't responsible, and neither are us. Like you said, if you want it, go get it. If you don't, I don't pay resale, so I don't get 75% of the shoes I want. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I've been okay with that for 20 years of buying. Like, I just don't care. There's enough releases out there that we will hit on. I think you said the same thing. I mean, if you don't get it this week, we'll get it next week. And you'll get a pair a month that you wanted. I mean, there's enough shoes out there if you make enough connections that it's not that big of a deal.
It's funny that you mentioned sorry, just to interject, the bitching and the complaining, because they kind of want you to bitch and complain because that markets them even more.
No, exactly.
Like, they don't hate that you didn't
The more
get
you
it.
talk about it.
Yeah, keep any press is good press at this point for them. So please complain on social media how you didn't get it, and then make other people investigate what you didn't get, and then make them want it, and then boom, now you're even more not going to get it.
Actually, yeah, touching on that, like if you really think about it, like people that win raffles, no one ever posts about that they won. Like if you look at like livestock capsule, like for people that won a pair, they're never going to shout you out. No one, like zero, like almost 1% maybe. But people that don't win, they'll make every effort, try to make you know, like let the public know that they didn't get a player.
That they're a loser.
So it's exactly.
Livestock backdoors. No, they don't. John, take it back.
I like the grind, the hustle that people have to run around all day to get their raffle tickets and things like that. Although, you know, there are people doing that who's not buying the shoes, and they're making quick flip of $100 to $800 if they win the raffle. I do want to mention that I like some stores are experimenting, not sure which ones, but I've heard about, you get raffle tickets if you've been shopping there. We talked about the retail environment being difficult for some of these boutiques, and I think that might be a way to keep them. I don't know if the big brands are going to let them or care, but I feel like that's a good way to get everyone what they deserve. I mean, maybe it's the word.
That's a good way to
Yeah, I think they did that recently with the Travis Scott at Speed. There was not a lot, but I heard of a few skate shops in the States were only selling it to regular customers. So if you were been there buying SBs or skate stuff, like they'd sell it to you. And I think that's cool. Again, not too much to add, but it's like, it's not the brand's responsibility to police who's buying it. Like that's a never ending, like pointless fight. Like it's like, imagine Urban Outfitters policing who can buy a Metallica t-shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
I wish they
pointless.
would.
But they really should. They really should have like a quiz or a questionnaire at the cash register. But no, it's like, that's a never ending battle. And I don't think that's a battle that they should invest in or they ever would. What was I going to say? Damn, I really forgot what I was going to say.
I'll say something while you think.
Yeah, go.
Please make sure you actually think, though.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Like, the thing is, this is one of the only spaces or communities or cultures where you actually hear complaining about things that people can't get or can't afford. Like, can you imagine somebody complaining on social media because a house sold for $3 million and they're like, that's not fair. I want that house.
Right.
Like, okay, but you can't afford it. Like, that's unfortunate, but it's not for you. Like, this is the same kind of space. Like, it's the same resale driven market. There's still markup. There's still people who do it to flip and make money and make a career out of it.
So is it because we're in a younger demographic? Is that why the younger generation complains? I'm just asking.
Maybe,
I'm not young.
Yeah,
but I'm just
maybe
asking.
it's just the demographic, and it's the combination of being able to see it and how accessible you think it is in your mind, as opposed to how accessible it actually is. Like, you see, okay, this shoe releases the Travis is released for $200, and they're now going for $1,000. Okay, I should be able to get a pair and make that money myself. But like, everybody else also saw the same thing, and it's the same thing with houses. It's just on a much larger scale. So I guess maybe people see it as less attainable. Like, you could buy a $500,000 house, and then in 2 years it's worth $1 million because whatever. But like, yeah, you never see people complaining in any other space. Like, you can't afford a Lamborghini, so buy a Honda Accord. Like, it's not a problem. Just live within your means, right?
Yeah.
What do you have to say? You weren't thinking. I know you weren't.
I was my brain drifts, but I was gonna say the only thing I would want to change from like a retail or a commerce standpoint is eliminating bots to an extent.
Yeah.
I don't care again who buys them, if you're a fan, if you're not a fan, or if you want to sell them, you want to wear them. But it's like, I think I don't want to say unfair because it's not about fairness, but it's just like, it sucks when someone's checking out 17 pairs of a shoe.
And you cannot even get one.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. I would say
definitely a line.
just cut the bots. and let everyone, whoever wants one and has the capacity to get one, can get one, and not one person getting 30.
Have
Yeah.
like
That's what I'm
10
saying.
skill testing questions or something.
Even like can bots? I don't know anything, but can they get through the captcha? Like it seems like they. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do they know where the light poles are?
Yeah.
Like, what? Sometimes I can't even tell.
It's AI.
Oh my
Fire
god.
Also, there's click farms that will solve captchas for you.
Oh,
Really?
Oh,
So it's like been
click
tested
farm.
several times.
Oh.
Question
see,
for you
like-
guys though. So I think we all agree that it's not the brand's responsibility to police. What do you guys think about the stores, like the boutiques that, for example, say you have to wear the shoe out the store and you can't have the box, like things like that?
Oh, it's about to get testy.
I don't think it's the store's responsibility. They get a shoe on the shelf. Their job is to sell it. Don't tell me what to do with it. If it's my money, I earned my money. Don't tell me how to spend my $200. But that's my opinion.
Mic dropped.
Literally, yeah.
No, I agree because like I'm not wearing shoes right away. Like I don't want to wear the Travis SBs on Saturday in the winter. It's minus 20. Like, can I wear them in the summer? Like, so I agree. Like, don't tell me when to wear them. I'm paying you the same amount of money. Like, yeah.
Plus, there are boxes that's really, really nice that you want to put on display.
You don't want to fill the box out.
No,
Yeah, but you could wear them that day and then put them away for 10 years.
That's true.
At least but you can't resell them. So they're accomplishing what they want. Right.
The only thing that I can think of, I slightly disagree with you guys, and it is their shoe. They can do what they, or you, it is your shoe. You can do what you want, and it's not the store's responsibility. But I think from the store's perspective, they should see it more as you're creating regular customers, or you're rewarding regular customers because you're kind of pushing away the reseller from coming to your store. Like, you think about Exclusivity when they do the women's only raffle for women's only shoes. Like, yeah, I'm a guy. I should be able to buy it if I want to. But Exclusivity is creating a culture and a community of women who appreciate what Exclusivity is doing. And now when they think, oh, I need a pair of white Air Forces, they're more than likely going to go to Exclusivity because they were rewarded in the past. So if you genuinely want a shoe, as much as it was like February and minus 20 and snowing and you bought the Travises, I have no doubt that you would have done it to keep the shoe and to walk out and have the shoe in your collection because you want to keep it, I assume. So at the end of the day, you're still rewarding the customer for coming in and buying the shoe and patronizing your location. So I don't hate it. Like, there's definitely arguments to both sides. Like, I would be pissed if I had to wear a shoe that I wasn't planning on wearing, or had to especially the box. Can you imagine?
Box, yeah.
Like, hell no. The box is too much for me, but like wearing it out or having to wear a shoe that maybe you bought from that store, or having to show a receipt for something you purchased before, it definitely narrows your customer base. And like we said, you're going to see the negative comments more than you're going to see the positive ones, but I think you're going to see the positive ramifications more in the long term than you will on that one release day.
There's no resellers on the release though, because they just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with the
Is that
hassle.
not better?
Yeah. No,
Is that
I like some stores can do it. Like, you can't, if every store does it, then you have a problem. If every single store is like, you have to wear Dunks, and then every single store in the city is going to be washed for Dunks the day before because everyone's trying to buy one to go and line up. But if one or two stores in a city that has 7 stores getting it decide they want to do something different, I definitely like it. Anybody else want to?
I'd like them to make you wear the shoe if you want to buy the next one. That would be cool.
Okay, yeah.
I think they did that maybe with mags. I'm not sure, but
gotta wear the
that's a
next
total
one?
different situation. No,
As long
like
as
they
the
sent like
GR
the
of that
email to
shoe.
the people who own it or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about a normal release.
Yeah, as long as there's the GR of that shoe, so it's like it doesn't make it too exclusive. So if you're starting out, you should be able to get the shoes too, right?
No, I was thinking the
No, for
really
sure.
exclusive ones. Like,
No,
the
like-
Heinekens come back. Give
You gotta
me
wear
the
Heinekens.
spend the $1,000.
Imagine.
right?
Yeah, Mars yards are coming back
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah,
wear your
give it
pairs,
to me.
guys.
so Tong and John can get them, and that's
That's pretty much what I'm worried about.
yeah.
Talking about.
That's the only reason you bought them, right? So you can get the 3.0 this year.
Do I want a 3.0? I'm not sure. Yeah, if I
yeah,
can get
of
a
course
pair.
you do.
Of course you do.
What if I can't?
Well,
Not
actually, I
everyone's
think Tong already has them. If you need a pair, he's got them.
No, I got them. You know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's making you think it was his personal pair, but he also has 20
No,
other
no, I
personal
meant the
pairs.
other pair.
Oh, okay. So the last one actually came from somebody who's sitting here who sent in a bunch of good questions. Heads Ain't Ready John sent in a good question that'll be kind of a fun way to like wrap it all up. First of all, thank you guys for being here once again.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But his question was, what do you think you'll be wearing in 10 years?
Oh,
Easy.
Easy.
No,
Okay.
I'm just talking shit.
What do you guys think? What are you going to be wearing in 10 years?
Dad shoes.
I don't know. Maybe comfy shoes. From them.
I think
I don't know, but okay. No, it will be Jordans. Jordan
Yeah?
1s, yeah.
Still Jordan 1s?
Oh, yeah. Or like my Jordan 5 Bel Air if it lasts for the next 10 years.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
because I like the colorway a lot. So.
It's gonna retro.
Yeah,
So
it'll
there you
retro
go.
4 times between now and then. Yeah.
And then hopefully, like, I can match with baby lace or baby boy lace. Who knows, right?
Did we just have a baby announcement?
It's not. It's not. No, not yet. Surprise! I was just drinking last night.
Oh my god! This podcast does not condone
Sneaker balls.
Yeah.
I'm going to be wearing exactly what I'm wearing now.
Literally-
Except I'm going to
literally
have
the
to get
same
them all
outfit?
resold.
Yeah.
I have to
Soul
soul swap
swapped.
every
Yeah.
single Air Max in my collection, but it'll be the same ones.
Yeah, you're still going to be stuck in the 90s. And,
Yeah, forever.
That's awesome. Sean,
I think I'll be focusing more on comfort. So probably Air Maxes more so than Jordans, but hopefully I'll still be rocking the classic Jordans, like Jordan 1, Jordan 3, things like that.
I think in 10 years, well, I'll be 31, so I'll probably be wearing...
Yeah,
You'll be 21, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. I think I'll probably gravitate a lot more to Air Maxes too. Like Alvin said earlier, like dunks are great and I love them, but like all that extra padding on your feet does take a toll a little bit. So I think Air Maxes are probably going to be where I'm going, and comfort, whatever the React 2030 looks like, I'll probably be in that heavily. And what do you think, Alvin? When you're 40?
I'm hoping that they move the padding on the tongue to the insole, so that I can still wear dunks. But if not, I'm definitely going, like, especially now, like, I still love my 1s, I still love my 3s and all my Jordans, but I'm definitely not wearing them as often as I used to. I'm definitely more gravitating towards like the New Balances, the Air Maxes, and just the things that the width of my foot won't kill me after an 8-hour workday.
Yeah. We're going to be retired by then, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe. But yeah, definitely like more runners. I'll still have my staple Jordans and all my Jordans that I have now. It's just, I'm definitely like, especially when I'm buying now too, it's like instead of me looking for older Jordans and stuff I've wanted previously in Jordans, it's like I'm looking for like runners and like stuff I've wanted in that silhouette. So that's definitely where I'm going towards, especially
Jazz,
next 10 years.
Still after Air Max 95 Neon? Or?
And silver bullets.
Yeah.
10 years from now, I hope I'll be wearing a pair of either Red Octobers or What the Dunks, because I cannot afford it right now.
I don't know if they'll be wearable at that point.
And no, but realistically, Air Force Ones, all white, all the time.
So the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel, 10 years.
Damn, 10 years. 10 years from now, be fuck, man.
Freedom 55, bro.
Flip flops and socks for me. Flip flops and socks, yo. I don't know, man. Something comfy. Like, it has to be comfy because 10 years from now, my back is going to be. It's more worse than it is now. So, but yeah.
That's too funny. Tong, how many Parises will you have in 10 years?
10.
All of them?
No. All of them. Well, I mean, that's mainly for collection. I rarely wear them, but it's probably the same thing. All white shoes, Air Force Ones. Like I said, the shoe I wear the most is probably the white metallic 4s. Like I got from you, I think, for $160.
From me?
Yeah.
What? Oh, the pure money.
Pure money.
White metallic. Who are you?
But yeah, like I don't see myself changing from that because it's just a shoe that you can wear with any outfit, and for me, it's just I just want to slip it on and go, right? So I think that's 15 years ago it was like that, and 15 years later it'll still be the same. Yeah.
That's cute. Adam, do you even want to think about it?
I was going to say, if I'm doing the math, I will be retired. You know that guy on Instagram, the grandfather on Instagram and all the hype stuff? That's going to be me in 10 years, minus the hype. Like, that'll be me. No, and I mean, I bought the same shoes for 20 years. Like you said, I mean, I'm stuck with what I grew up with. So I'm going to still be wearing the exact same stuff in the next 20 years. It's not going to change.
Hopefully you wash it. John.
I obviously had some time to think about this. I'd like to think I would be down to less, maybe just Air Max 1s, some NBs, Dunks, hopefully, and whatever the newest technology is, a Joyride, Boost, whatever, for comfort.
Phil, you'll be 30?
Ish. Yeah. Yeah. Based on like behavior, like I find myself going for more comfort now. Like I haven't touched Timberlands in like 10 years. You know what I mean? Like it has to be, yeah, like everything I'm gravitating more towards Air Max, more towards low cut. I don't know why, but I guess I like the freedom. I don't know. But yeah, probably more a little bit. Hello? Yeah. A little bit more comfort than fashion.
Okay, I thought that was the last question, but I do have one more. Will sneakers even still be around in 10 years? I'm sure they will be for us, but will they be like they are now? Quickly, go. Doesn't have to be quick. I don't know why I said quickly. I'm in no rush.
I have to go.
It won't be like now because everything changes. It'll be something that we don't expect. It'll be different. Who knows?
It'll be cars.
Right? Like when we have the ability to print them at home, what is that going to do?
That's true.
Yeah.
The supply chains are changing. Manufacturing is changing. People and sustainability efforts are changing. Materials are changing. All of that stuff is going to change. Who knows? Can't predict.
I think it'll be different in that sense, but I don't think the culture is going to be shrinking anytime soon. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think that 10 years ago we thought it was dying, or I thought it was dying, and it's bigger than it was 10 years ago by far. So I think in 10 years, like we said, we can't predict it. And if printing it at home means it gets even bigger, then there's that side of it. So I think I thought it peaked 4 years ago and it didn't. So I'm going to say it peaked now, but it stays at the level it's at for quite some time.
10 years ago, I thought it was like a niche thing. And I thought it wasn't going to grow in Canada specifically just because of, I don't know. I just thought I was going to stay like this close-knit thing. And then that didn't happen. And it is where it is now. So I feel like it's still going to continue to grow. Again, like what Mara said, everything's going to change. So it could be something totally different. But as of right now, I don't see it going away anytime soon. More in like the next 10 years, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be bigger. I think new technology. Ooh. I think people are going to be floating with their new shoes. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, new mags that make you float. Hovercraft. I think the technology is going to be crazy in 10 years. So I don't even know what to expect, but I think it's going to be big. Big.
How big?
Big.
I think, I don't know, being a basketball dad and seeing 11-year-olds and just listening to them talk about like sneakers and whatnot, like in between games, I think it's a whole different monster in 10 years. Because with these kids right now and with what they're feeding off of us as a culture right now and what we're giving them to grow on, it's a whole different monster, man. These kids are something else. Like they're sponges right now, and they're just taking in everything, and they're seeing everything that we've gone through and that what we've experienced, and for the technology that's gonna be available for them in the next 10 years from now, it's a whole new ballgame, man. I think it's just gonna be something different. Something different.
Tong, are you still gonna be making?
No, I don't.
$22 raffles.
Yeah. Inflation.
Yeah. I'll make sure I'll keep it at low. But no, I really agree with Joel's answer because when we grew up, we didn't really have the dad to kind of like, or even like the social media that like you never watch an NBA player go into a game what he's wearing, right? Like that only really recently came up when whole IG came up, and I think when kids are growing up seeing that could really change a lot. Like just imagine like if we all grew up with that, like how many more sneakerheads we would have today. Right? Like, I mean, we all choose sneakers because we like sneakers, right? But what if you grow up seeing people wear, like people you actually like watching in the NBA and you see them wearing certain sneakers, you're probably going to gradually want to wear those sneakers too, right? So I think, yeah, it's definitely going to be bigger.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be popular. It's going to be standard.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's going to be normal.
Yeah,
this is normal. Like, do you guys remember? Like, I'm not going to go around asking ages, but do you remember the older people in the room? Do you remember when we started buying sneakers? Like everyone thought we were odd. You know what I mean? Like you had a stack in your closet, and to what your point, there was no social media, so it was only your friends that thought you got a dozen pairs of shoes. You're crazy. And now it's completely standard. It's normal. I mean, everyone's got a dozen pairs of shoes sitting at home. It's no big deal anymore. And I think it's going to get bigger. Just exactly like you said. This is the norm now, and now let's see where it goes from here.
That's terrifying. What do you think, John?
I think it's going to get bigger too, but I think there might be, like I said earlier, like a turning point. I think there might be a point where even if a younger generation than us goes through what we do and has a lot of shoes, they might decide that it's a little too much. I think the companies might push too hard and turn people off. Not people like us necessarily, but mainstream people that are shifting. So it'll prevent it from going up forever, getting bigger forever, becoming super, super mainstream. But I think it's getting mainstream now. We know, like,
Oh yeah.
like like you said, people 10 years ago maybe thought 12 pairs was absurd, and now it's normal. You're not a sneakerhead, like,
What do you mean by push too hard? Like,
the brand's just way too. I mean,
It's already pushing pretty hard.
we talk about retros, what's coming back, like everything. I think kids want to have a lot. I think we talk about the example, and I think we got to be careful. Like when I feel that way as a dad, like wanting make my kids think that they need too much. So I think there might be like a rebellion or something against that, push back against having too much in sneak. I hope it's not about having, and I think it is about that now, unfortunately. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
Yeah, a little on the fence. Like I wonder. Like I don't hope either way, but I wonder if the book.
Can someone teach this guy how to use a mic? I thought you were an MC.
This is my first time actually holding a microphone.
Don't you host weddings?
Yeah, I wonder if the bubble will burst. You know what I mean? Like, not the idea of buying low, selling high, but just reselling sneakers. Like, will it be a time where the market is not there for it, or will it be a time where it's like it's so normalized where it's like, I think, I don't want to speak for anyone, but I think most of us can remember a time where any sneaker you wanted was readily available on the shelf. There was no raffles. Most of these boutiques didn't even exist because there wasn't a market, or there wasn't a very obvious market for it. So it's like it went from a subculture where it's like, wow, Timmy has 30 pairs of shoes. He's really obsessed. Where it's just like, no offense to anyone named Timmy, but
you know what I mean? An offensive statement,
right? No. You know what I mean? But it's just like, yeah, it went from a subculture to it's very normal that like you go to any 12, 13-year-old's closet, they have 45, 50, 60 pairs of sneakers, and that's normal. And they want the next 50 that are coming out. So I wonder if brands are going to push too hard or continue to push, and then the bubble's going to burst, and then people are going to be into, I don't know, headbands or watches. I don't know, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Headbands.
Yeah. I need those off-white headbands.
So bad. You're going to close out the 100th episode
for
claiming
sure.
that headbands are the next way.
You never know. When Virgil starts doing headbands and Kylie starts wearing them, then...
Oh my God.
That's true.
Well, there's no more fitting way to end the show. Thank you for the headband. We needed a headband reference along with our Fila Disruptors. Thank you guys once again for being here. Wherever you guys are taking in this episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. CanadaGotSold.ca for reviews, recap stories, much more. CGS Talk on Facebook, at Canada Got Soul on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to use hashtag Canada Got Soul for a feature. If you have any questions or suggestions for any of our segments, shoot us a DM or email us at CanadaGotSoul@gmail.com. I have been Lawrence Hopkins. You can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof. Before you go, Joel, I want to do what we're wearing today as well because everyone brought out the heat. I'm wearing Susan's. Joel.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY. And I'm in Keep Rippin', Stop Slippin', Air Max 1 Safari.
My name is Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then Mart. I'm rocking the Air Max 1 pink flamingos.
Lays, where can they find you?
Lazy Bones.
What are you wearing today?
Mare shoes.
What was it? I don't think anyone heard that over the laughter.
Yeah, I put an insole on it. So.
And what is it? I actually didn't
It's
even
an
see
Air Max 1 para.
Oh, okay, got it. Mare, where can they find you?
I'm at Hardy_girl on IG.
And what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing the Atmos Complex Con Giraffe.
So nice.
My fault. Sean, where can they find you?
Instagram at SGO8 and YouTube at Sean Go.
And what are you wearing today?
Off-white Air Max 90s.
Sorry.
Cheaters. Who's next? Jazz.
I hate that I have to go after that. You can find me in Whitby or Instagram, jazzalba.jpg.
And you're wearing?
And I'm wearing the Volt Air Max 90.
Oh, that's exciting. Tong, where can they find you?
Nutmeg. I'm sure you advertise enough to.
And you're wearing?
Lobster SBs.
Jeez.
Which color?
Yellow.
You had to make sure.
Adam, where can they find you?
I am Sneaker Closet.
And you're wearing?
I'm wearing some tacky old Air Max 1s from about 15 years ago.
Tacky and old is just the way we like you. John.
Heads ain't ready on IG and Sneaker Dads, and I'm wearing the UNC Jordan 1 85s.
My fault. Phil.
At Soul Purpose, and I'm wearing the Air Max Jordan 6 Infrared. They're technically Air Max.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, they're Air Max. You can see the bubble.
Thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 100 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and all our friends, and we are out. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. That was
That was dope.
fun.
Thanks,
That was fun.
That
guys.
was so good. Thank
We're
you.
gonna do this every episode.
Yeah,
from
for
now
real.
on.
We can't go back.
And they're all back. 101.
20 guests today.